take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I wake up every minute with a fever dreams. I push my mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's you lost. See, I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. So until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see matter of fact.
'cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
Hey, let me get this off the screen. Hey, my hippie babies. How y'all doing today? It's hump day. Yes. Hey, guys. Can y'all hear me okay? Let me know if it's like staticky or if there's a buzzing sound. Just let me know. Thank you. Plant shopping and listening. Hey, girl. Hey, queen. Get you some good plants, Ellie. Thank you for liking my intro. I think I'm going to change it up soon, though. It's fine, Lady Tara. Okay. Awesome. All right, so today we are going to go over what I've been calling, I don't know about everybody else, but the Oklahoma 7. All right, girl, you just dyed your hair. I got to go get my mama to do mine eventually. Hey, Cindy. Oh, you love my glasses? Thank you. All right, let's see. So I know everybody's probably already heard about it. I'm pretty sure Burden of Proof. I think Kate covered it. Who else did I see? Oh, Crime Lines and Lies. Or is it Crime Lies and Lines? I can never get that right. Brooks covered it. So I'm sure everybody knows a little something about it. It is awful. So let's just jump right on to it. Let me message my dad because I know he was wanting to go over this one. That's the whole reason I did it. I'm live, Oklahoma 7. Yeah, he wanted to go. I mean, he doesn't want to be on panel, but he wants to go over it, so. I wish it would let me make this bigger, but it won't. He said, now? Okay. Yeah, I started a little early. Oh, Gavel Geeks, welcome to the Hippie Hut, baby. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome to the Hippie Hut.
Thank you for joining. Oh, I got a new super chat song too, though. You haven't heard of this, Mom? Okay, well, we're going to go over it. I know. I heard her too. She's so stupid. She's so stupid. All right, let's see. Yeah, I put George's chicken butt on a... Let me make sure it uploaded. Yeah, it did. I put George's chicken butt on a super chat. Is he here? Hey, Dad. Sorry, I started early. it'll give me more time to be with Queen when she goes live tonight, and it'll give me more time to be with my hubby before he goes to bed. So I figured I'd just start early. I cooked dinner early, whipping it up in the kitchen. Whipping it. What's that song? What's that song, guys? Babe. Something. Stir fry. What's that song? Hey, Grain. Thank you, independent thinker. Something stir fry? I can't remember. Oh, please, what, Foobar? What are you complaining about now? Yeah, take me with you. No, I haven't seen it. What? About a cat? You do complain. It is stir fry, but for some reason it's not like playing in my head. Oh my God. Yeah, I put it on a Snapchat, Bodie. I sure did. With some twerking music. Well, I guess Jen, when she gets home and calms her boy down, she's going to come tell us about the kitty cat. I don't know what's going on. All right. So this is a case out of Oklahoma. And I'm just going to let the video speak for itself. Okay, guys? Let's go.
A tragic discovery after an endangered missing advisory was issued for 2 missing girls yesterday. 7 bodies found at a property just east of Henrietta.
The alert was for 14-year-old Ivy Webster and 16-year-old Brittany Brewer. Law enforcement believe the two were with 39-year-old Jesse McFadden, the man linked to the girls' disappearance. He has been convicted of rape in the past and is a registered sex offender. McFadden was supposed to be in court yesterday to face trial for child pornography and using technology to solicit sex with a minor.
And the sheriff's office tells us they are no longer searching for Ivy, Brittany, or the suspect. Brittany Brewer's father, Nathan, spoke with us last night at a vigil in Henrietta.
Brittany was outgoing. She loved kids. She wanted to be a teacher. Everybody keep us in your thoughts and prayers this next week and coming up weeks, because we're going to be struggling hard.
Doing everything that we can just in case there's something that is left open. We don't want to miss anything. That's a tragic day in Okmulgee County.
So counselors will be on site today at Henrietta schools for students. There are many details still unknown on this tragedy, so stick with us as we learn more.
Sorry, guys. It was freaking out on me. In the kitchen wrist twisting like a stir fry. Yeah, that one. Oh, did I, Boston? I'm sorry. Okay, so let me share this back up here. I got a few we can watch. So they're saying that Jesse McFadden, which is this dude, let me pull him up. Here he is. So, the 2 missing girls went with this dude's stepdaughter to basically stay the night with him, right? We all have slumber parties. I know I used to when I was a kid. So, I mean, it's normal. They said they was going to go to the farm. They was going to go swimming in the creek. He picked them up in their white Avalanche, and they were never seen again. Sunday, they were, I think one of the girls was supposed to be home by 5 or something like that. And they never showed up. So let me share this one again. So we'll read it and we'll get through it. Let's see. Okay. On Monday, an endangered missing person advisory was issued by officials for 14-year-old Ivy Webster and 16-year-old Brittany Brewer. The alert stated that authorities believed that the two were with 39-year-old Jesse McFadden. Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office officials confirmed that 7 bodies were found on a property in Henrietta. The bodies were believed to be those of the 2 missing teenagers, McFadden, and 4 others. So him, the 2 missing girls, his wife, and her 3 kids, his 3 stepkids. Authorities are working to identify the bodies. Online records show that McFadden was supposed to be in court Monday. So the girls were supposed to be home Sunday. He was supposed to go to court Monday. The girls never showed up at home. They, went and took out a, what is it? Did they get an Amber Alert? I don't know. I'll have to check. Now, I do have questions that pertain to that, so we'll go back. Online records show that McFadden was supposed to be in court Monday on child porn charges that he had been convicted of sex crimes. McFadden also was a registered sex offender after he was convicted of first-degree rape in 2003. He was convicted, and then in 2017, he was caught soliciting photos from an underage child. This is me, not the article. And so that's what the court was supposed to be on for Monday. Oklahoma Department of Corrections online records show that he was sentenced to a 20-year term and was discharged in October 2020. So 20-year term. And he went in 2003. So almost. I mean, that he was like 85% done with his. He served 85% of his time. The Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office said in a news release that deputies took a missing person report for Ivy Webster, Monday morning. Deputies learned that Webster left during the evening hours of Saturday, April 29th, to spend the weekend with a friend. She was supposed to be home by 5 p.m. on Sunday, so I was right, April 30th, but the sheriff's office said she hadn't come home. Insert question here. We'll go back to it. Webster was reported to be staying with McFadden, who, along with 2 other family members, were believed to be heading to McAllister to work on a ranch. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep up with my comments. The Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office said in a news release that they learned no one from the family went to the ranch, and there hadn't been any contact with them since Sunday. Jesus Christ. And they said they were picked up on Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. So Saturday evening they were picked up, and they were supposed to go to the ranch Sunday and be home by 5. Deputies also learned that another teenager, Brewer, which is Brittany Brewer, was with them and was picked up during the early evening hours of Saturday. So it sounds like Jesse McFadden, this creep, just, for his stepdaughter, was doing a favor and was running around picking her little friends up to bring back to the house for a sleepover, right? Normal shit, guys. The Endangered Missing Person Advisory was canceled after news broke that 7 bodies were found on a Henrietta property. 7 bodies were found on the property. This is me, not the article. On Monday afternoon. Okay. So let's watch. What is this? Let's see what this is.
Elige el teléfono que realmente quieres, como el increíble
they're
iPhone
talking
14
to me
por
in
nuestra cuenta.
Spanish.
Hoy te noto muy contento. ¿Qué pasó?
Adivina.
Te cambiaste a Verizon.
Y elegiste el teléfono nuevo que querías.
Y en una red increíble.
Elige el teléfono que quieras por nuestra cuenta. Verizon.
Yeah, guys, tonight I was approached by Brittany Brewer's father, and in a huge act of courage, he told me about his daughter. I met up with him here at Henrietta High School tonight.
Everybody keep us in your thoughts and prayers this next week and coming up weeks, because we're going to be struggling hard, because it hasn't hit me just yet. I still think she's standing right behind me or going to walk down these steps.
Nathan Brewer, Brittany's father, pouring his heart out about his daughter tonight. He says she was one of the 7 found at this property just east of Henrietta. He told me a little bit about his daughter.
Brittany was outgoing. She loved kids. She wanted to be a teacher.
A vigil was organized for her and 14-year-old Ivy Webster at Henrietta High School tonight. Her dad says she had a heart for service.
She helped on the bus as a bus monitor because they were short on bus monitors at the school.
Nathan also told me Brittany was set to compete in a state beauty pageant in July, an event he will attend anyway in her place.
So I'm still going to go and represent her. I've got to call them and let them know that she ain't going to be there, but I'm going to go and I'm going to try to go and at least represent her.
There are many details still unknown in the tragedy, but through all this, Nathan says he has felt the support.
These churches, that they'll step up and be there for these families and provide whatever they can for them moving forward.
This dude looks like my kid's principal.
And I'm told there will be counselors here on the Henrietta campus tomorrow. Nathan told me his daughter Brittany was 15 years old.
All right, let's see what this one says.
Guys, that's right. I'm here just east of Henrietta, and this property you see right here behind me has been the center of the investigation all day. In the search for those 2 missing teenage girls, investigators have found 7 bodies on this land you see here behind me. Now, here's the latest details. Some of you may have gotten a missing and endangered person advisory on your phone earlier this morning. That message was about 14-year-old Ivy Webster and 16-year-old Brittany Brewer. The alert said law enforcement believed the 2 were with 39-year-old Jesse McFadden. Online records show that McFadden was supposed to be in court today on child porn charges. The sheriff telling us the search now over for the 2 teens.
We're not going to discuss any of the facts of the case or anything like that, but we are no longer looking. We have believed to have found everything that we were seeking this morning.
Now, in a release, the Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office said deputies took a missing person report for Ivy Webster this morning. Deputies learned she left Saturday night to spend the weekend with a friend. She was supposed to be home by 5 p.m. yesterday, but the Sheriff's Office said she never came home. The 14-year-old Webster was reported to be staying with Jesse McFadden, who, along with 2 other family members, were believed to be heading to McAllister to work on a ranch. The Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office said they learned no one from the family went to that ranch. Now, we're told the 16-year-old Brittany Brewer was with them. She was picked up Saturday night. And according to the Oklahoma Sex Offender Registry, McFadden is a registered sex offender. Now, he's been convicted of first-degree rape in 2003. We still have not heard further from the Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office or OSBI, but we are told a spokesperson from OSBI is headed here to the scene to give us more.
Bodie, I 100% understand what you're asking. I don't know. That's what we're going to revisit that. Hold that question, okay? Let's see if this one's any different.
To you, it may just be an elevator. Here goes nothing.
Hey, Sam. We're going to go through Facebook pages too.
Brittany Brewer's father mourning the loss of his daughter.
I'm just lost. I still, it hasn't sunk in yet. I still think she's going to walk in right behind me or walk up next to me. It still hasn't sunken in that she's gone.
And her siblings now mourning the loss of their sister.
They're just taking it really tough and hard. I mean, they're just words can't describe.
Community members, students, and families gathered Monday to remember and pray for all the victims involved in the Henrietta tragedy. The victims' classmates ending the school year without them.
I knew Ivy really well. She's a great person, great personality.
Ivy's brother spoke to us after the vigil, a devastating void now in the Webster family.
A lot of crying, really sad. I mean, only daughter in a house full of boys, so obviously my mom's super upset.
The tragedy, a shock to the community and a heartbreak to the families that can't be understood.
Horrible, truly tragic, especially because we've known this family for like 2 years now.
But Brewer says the families are finding a sense of healing from the community.
And Oklahomans come together, and God's got us in Oklahomans, and we'll get through this. It's just another tragedy, and we'll get through it.
To you, it may just be.
Okay, let's see what the article says. 7 bodies, including 2 that investigators believe belonged to 2 missing teenage girls, were found Monday afternoon at an Oklahoma residence of a man who authorities were seeking in the teens' disappearance, officials said. The bodies were found at a property, a city about 90 miles from Oklahoma City. Okay, this article tells us about the alert. Okay, earlier Monday, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol issued an endangered missing advisory for the 2 girls, 14-year-old Ivy Webster and 16-year-old Brittany Brewer, as well as Jesse L. McFadden, 39, a registered sex offender. I've got that right here. Let me show it to you. That's what this is. Let's see. The 2 teens were last seen early Monday morning. What? Has anybody heard that? Because he was due in court Monday. They put out an alert for the girls Monday, and then they found them like 5 hours after the alert was issued. Oh, Dad, thank you. All right, I'll play my George. Y'all ready? Here he comes. Let me find him. Okay, you ready? Thank you. Yeah, but I thought he picked them up on Saturday. I thought he killed them on Sunday. I didn't know they were seen with him Monday morning. I don't know. This is CNN, so take it with a grain of salt. But he couldn't immediately identify the bodies. But when asked if authorities are no longer looking for the missing girls, Rice said, "We believe that we have found the persons. We are just waiting for confirmation. No suspect is on the loose because he unalived himself or being sought. No suspect at large." Sorry, I don't want to read the whole article because then it'd be repetitive. It'd be saying the same thing over and over. So I'm just looking for anything that stands out that we haven't read already. The 7 bodies were at a property where McFadden lived. Same address. It is the same. Oh my God. The same address listed for McFadden in the Oklahoma Sex Offender Registry. the bodies, and I think they're referring to the two girls, were found not in the residence, but just on the property. If I'm not mistaken, the 5 were found in the house. And then let me pull this up. Oh, thank you for joining, Tia. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that support, babe.
Welcome to the Hippie Hut, man. Let's vibe.
Welcome to the Hippie Hut, baby. We're getting there, Zen. We're getting there. Because they didn't want to put that information out, but the wife, his wife, that he also killed, her mother has come out and has been speaking. So there's, from what I have seen, now this is all allegedly, they have not 100% pinpointed where the bodies were, okay? So don't hold it to me. Supposedly, this is how it was. The residence is here. That's where you see all the patrol around the house. And then the two bodies, the two girls, out here on this end. You see bodies, residence. Let's see what this screenshot is. See up top, this is the residence. And then the bodies down here by the little creek. So they weren't, from what I have seen, the two missing girls were not in the same area as the family. All right, so let's see. They were fixing a fence. They do have a lot of land. Mighty Marsha, really? Okay, so they weren't in the house, because everything I've read so far, which, you know, there's a lot of people putting so much stuff out. It's hard to get through it, but you're saying that they were all in the field fixing a fence. Okay, so then that would mean that they were all found out there then, where the bodies were. That's so sad to know that they didn't see that shit coming. And see, I didn't hear that about repairing a fence. I heard they were going to go swimming in the creek. The girls were all supposed to go to the creek. Dad, send me a picture of that. Where you seen the tarps. Okay, so that's pretty much it on this one. So let's go to the next one. This is Holly McFadden, the wife of Jesse McFadden. This is her mom, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is I was trying to get there, Lady Tara. It was gunshot to the head from every excuse me. It's not smoking unless you're choking, huh? What? So he thinks that they were killed and then put out there? That's a lot of fucking work. That's a lot of work. Let's get real. All right, let me see. I've got the third picture, but for some reason it didn't load. Let me add it real quick. Add overlay. Let's see. All files. I think it might be this one, Dad. Yeah, this is the other one you sent me. Glenjamin, welcome. Thank you so much. Okie, I got to play your super chat. The sheriff said he thinks it was. I got so caught up in what you said. Okay, let me play your super chat. I got excited. All right. Go, George. Go, George. Thank you, Okie. Glenjamin, welcome to the hippie hut.
Welcome to the hippie hut.
Thank you for supporting me, love. News on 6 press conference. Is there one going right now, Okie? Let me look. Let me pull this picture down. Dad, did you send me the picture of the field with the tarps? You got to let me know on here because I can't chat. Let's see. Oh my God. Yeah. So I was looking for it, Steph B, and I couldn't find it. Right before I came on, I heard that there was a new one that dropped, and I couldn't find it. Oh, okay, Dad. George is a rock star. Did y'all see that twerking? Okay, let's see.
And they let him out of prison. How? Oklahoma failed to protect families. And because of that, my children and my daughter and my grandchildren are gone. He stayed to himself unless it involved Holly and the kids, and then he was very controlling. I lost my daughter and my grandchildren, and I'm never going to get to see them. I'm never going to get to hold them, and it's killing me.
I want any second that I could save to save some other children, to make a change, is what I want to do. And if I can tell Ivy's story and tell her story and get our government officials and everybody to start speaking out loud and keeping these pedophiles in jail, the sexual registry does not work. There needs to be repercussions, and somebody needs to be held accountable. They let a monster out. They did this.
So this one, oh my goodness. Okay, he said they let him out. They did this. He did 17 of the 20 years that he was supposed to do. So I mean, I don't know if I could agree with that. Okie, I'm gonna look it up, babe. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat again. Let's see. We'll do
A dollar makes me holler, honey boo boo. Give me my goddamn money. Dollar makes me holler, honey boo boo.
Thank you, love. Okay, I'm gonna check right now. I got my email already open, girl. Okay, so I wanted to, let's see. Let me see if I can go ahead and pull that up. I'm gonna get rid of that one. There you go. I see. I see you, girl. Thank y'all. I love how y'all help me. Y'all are just so. Oh, I love y'all. I couldn't find it. I don't know why. I was looking it up. I was searching Oklahoma 7. Shit. I could not. 7 bodies found in Oklahoma. I couldn't find it. Is that this one, Deets? I haven't checked DM. Is that this one? Okay, 3 of them found. Okay, so 3 were found in one place and then 4 were found in another place, but all out in the same field is what you're saying. Oh, Lord. Hold on. All right, we're going to play this video then while I go pull it up on my Discord, okay? Shit, we just watched that video, didn't we? Hold on, I think I got another one. No, I don't. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Yeah, I do. Oh, this is the same one. That's so sad. I'm just going to let it do its thing while I send these to my email. All right. Okay, guys. Let's look at. I'm pulling it up now. Hang with me. Hang with me. All right. I think that might have been the same one, Steph B. Oh my God, it's going to take it forever. All right. Let me share this one.
Bellagio of Bradford Village. Incorporated Assisted Living should be your next home.
And the District 25 Violent Crime Task Force. With me is Carol Iskey, our district attorney, who sponsors the Violent Crime Task Force, and Sheriff Eddie Rice, who was one of the reporting agencies when this investigation started. I've got a brief statement that I'll read, and then I'll open it for questions and answer questions, the questions that I can. As you know, Ivy Webster was reported missing to the Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office, and Brittany Brewer was reported missing to the Henrietta Police Department on Monday morning. I received a request shortly after to activate the Violent Crime Task Force. The task force began the investigation, and as part of that, obtained a search warrant for the property on Holly Road. Because of the extremely large size of the property, we requested assistance from the OSBI. During the search, the bodies of 7 individuals were recovered. All were sent to the medical examiner for autopsies, and those examinations have been completed. Scientific identification has been obtained on all 7 of the individuals, and I have information regarding their injuries. That being said, it is important to remember that all of this information is extremely preliminary, and no official reports from the medical examiner's office have been issued. The injuries include Ivy Webster suffered 1 gunshot wound to the head. Brittany Brewer suffered 1 gunshot wound to the head. Riley Allen suffered 1 gunshot wound to the head. Tiffany Guess suffered 2 gunshot wounds to the head. Michael Mayo suffered 2 gunshot wounds to the head. Holly McFadden suffered 3 gunshot wounds to the head. And Jesse McFadden appears to have shot himself in the head. Assisting the Violent Crime Task Force with the search, the crime scene, and the investigation were the following agencies: the Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office, the Henrietta Police Department, Henrietta Fire Department, OSBI, ATF, and the Muskogee Nation AG's office. That concludes my statement. I will answer any questions that I can.
Chief, when do you believe that these killings happened?
I don't know. Based on the investigation, we believe that the girls were spotted in Henrietta on Saturday night. Beyond that, I can't tell you.
Were the victims found in one spot?
No.
Whereabouts were they found?
Ivy, Brittany, and Riley were found separately, approximately 150 to 150 yards apart from each other, and approximately a quarter of a mile southeast of the McFadden residence.
Do we think they ran away?
I don't have any evidence to indicate that, but there's no way to know.
And the other 2 victims?
Well, there's more than just 2 more. The other 4 decedents were found together approximately 450, 500 yards east and a little bit south of where the 3 girls were found, and they were all together.
Was anyone able to call 911?
As far as I know, there was no 911 call made.
And do we believe that all these killings happened around the same time?
I don't have any evidence to indicate otherwise.
Chief, what led you guys to getting that search warrant? Because Emmy's office was there immediately with you guys when you guys were doing that. You guys got to the property that morning because he was the person you're looking for and stumbled across something and then back out like normal and ask for a search warrant?
Something very similar. That morning, deputies and task force members went out to the property in an effort to see if there was anyone there. While at the property, they got no response at the door, and they observed what they believed was a freshly disturbed area of dirt in the yard or the curtilage area around the residence. They came back and reported that, and we got a search warrant for the residence and the property.
Have you traced back this gun?
I'm sorry, one at a time.
Very similar questions. Have you traced back this gun, and how did McFadden get the gun, and what kind of firearm was it?
We did conduct an e-trace on the firearm. It was a 9mm handgun, and it was purchased in January of 2022 by Holly McFadden.
When we're talking about disturbed dirt, are you talking about graves?
for lack of a better way to put it.
That's what the concern was when it was observed. We have since discovered that the property owner, who is not the McFaddens were renting. The property owner had cleaned out a horse pen and had dumped that debris there.
So they didn't see a body and then back out.
No.
There weren't graves dug or anything.
No.
Do we believe he executed? Did McFadden leave a note?
I'm sorry?
Did McFadden leave a note?
No note was found.
Do we believe that he executed them?
I don't know that I would use the term executed. I believe that McFadden shot all of the other decedents.
Do the victims have any defensive wounds or anything?
I didn't observe any. I haven't had any reported to me from the medical examiner's office, but I would caution you and remind you that this information is extremely preliminary.
Any other trauma to the body?
One at a time.
Overall, what do you make of this situation? Family members tell us they believe this person planned this. What do you make of this? I'm guessing you've never dealt with anything like this before.
Several questions there. I follow the evidence. All right. And the evidence is that Jesse McFadden murdered 6 people and then killed himself. Beyond that, I don't know what his thought process was. Whether he planned this and if he did, how long, I don't have any evidence to base an opinion one way or the other on that.
Was anyone tied up?
No.
Was there any other apparent trauma to the bodies other than these gunshot wounds?
None that I observed, but again, it's really early and I haven't gotten anything from the medical examiner's office.
There was a text message sent to Ivy's parents Sunday night that was odd, they said. Do we believe that was sent by Jesse?
I'm not sure I know what text message you're talking about, so I can't comment intelligently.
Were there any signs of a fight?
I didn't observe any, no.
What's your theory of motive?
I don't think I want to speculate. I'm not gonna express a theory because again, I follow the evidence and I don't have any evidence to indicate what the actual motive was. And I'm going to be honest with you folks. Normal people that understand care, love, compassion wouldn't understand if I could come up with it anyway.
Chief, what kind of impact does this have on law enforcement? I mean, this is now 2 weirdly similar cases that you've had to deal with in just the last 6 months.
Law enforcement is pretty resilient, and we know what we signed up for, and we play the hand that's dealt us. So when we get a call, we go. And with regard to how anyone is responding to it since the event, I don't have any indication that anybody's having any difficulties. We are conducting the follow-up investigation, which is doing some cleanup interviews and documenting everything that we discovered, just like we do in any other case.
Have you heard from other parents, other teenagers? We heard possibly that more teenagers were invited.
I don't have any information along those lines. That's first I've heard of it.
Do we think he planned this?
I don't know.
Do we know if they were doing anything when the killings happened, like an activity of some sort outside?
Wasn't anything obvious.
Do you think he acted alone?
Don't have any evidence to indicate that there was anybody else involved.
Other than McFadden's rape conviction and his pending child porn charges, did he have any more recent run-ins with law enforcement that would act as warning signs?
Not that I'm aware of. Absent his lengthy prison sentence and his Muskogee County case.
How well did you know this person? I'm assuming was he on the sex offender registry? Is this someone?
Are we talking about Jesse McFadden? I personally did not know him. My understanding is he was a registered sex offender and was up to date on his registration.
So you guys had no prior calls to this house before this incident?
My agency would not have had any. The task force doesn't, as a matter of business, take calls for service. I would defer to the sheriff with that, and I would say that I am unaware of any others.
Chief, you said all the victims suffered gunshot wounds to the head. Did they come from the back or the front?
Some were to the side of the head, some were in the back of the head. There were injuries in the front of the head. So I would defer to the medical examiner for a firm answer on that. The short answer is I don't know for sure.
I know you're unsure of when exactly it happened. Is there any reason to believe that he did this and then waited a while and then killed himself later on?
Again, I follow the evidence. I don't have any evidence to indicate that. Anything is possible.
Do you have any time, how long do you think they were at that residence? Were they there gone all weekend? You showed up that Monday? Do you have any idea how long they were at?
My understanding is the girls were friends with Tiffany, who lived at the residence, and were allowed to go and spend the night with her on Saturday, and were supposed to come home Sunday. And when they didn't, they were reported missing. Beyond that, I don't have any information.
What were the ages of all the victims?
Bear with me. I knew there was a document I needed to bring with me. Tiffany was 13.
Ivy was 14.
Michael was 15. Riley was 17. Ivy was 14. Brittany was 16. Holly was 35, and Jesse McFadden was 39.
Just to confirm, the three, Riley, Tiffany, and Michael were all Holly's kids, not Jesse's.
That is my understanding, yes.
So these were his stepkids.
Yes.
And with
Did he
the
make
four,
any recordings on his phone of his deeds or try to post anything to social media that you can determine?
We recovered one phone from the residence that we believe is Holly's. We recovered pieces of a phone from a wooded area quite a ways from the residence. We do not know who it belonged to. If that's not his phone, we haven't located his phone.
any other significant pieces of evidence other than those phones, the guns, and of course the bodies?
We took some other evidence, but nothing I'm willing to comment on.
Is there any indicator that any of the victims were drugged or anything?
Not that I'm aware of.
With the four family members being found together, did they appear to be sleeping?
Without going into a lot of detail, that scene appeared to be staged to me. And that is.
What? Yes, lighting the board up for these babies. Yes. How? What? Okay. Did they appear to be sleeping? And he struggled with that. So did he do it inside the house and then move them all out there? That's a lot of work, right? I don't know. Let's keep listening.
It's my opinion based on what I observed.
Staged as in the bodies?
I don't want to go into details. I think the bodies had been moved from where they were originally killed.
Were they all found outside?
Yes.
Okay.
But they weren't killed at the same time. I mean, some were killed at one occasion and then just given the distance you're talking about and then traveled somewhere else.
Well, there's no way we can know with certainty, but logic tells me that some were killed in an area 400 to 450 yards away from others.
I know y'all are into this, but we're going to go back to that because that's a good point. I don't understand if he meant Sassy's comment. I don't understand if he meant, were they asleep when it happened, or did he place them like they were sleeping? So killed elsewhere. Dad thinks killed elsewhere and staged in the final location. This is so fucking sad. And then he offed himself. Why couldn't he just off himself and nobody else? I don't want. Oof. This ain't good. But you know, it would make it easier for him to shoot all of them in the head if he did it while they were sleeping. We're going to listen to that again, that part again.
But they weren't killed at the same time. I mean, some were killed at one occasion and then just given the distance you're talking about and then traveled somewhere else.
Well, there's no way we can know with certainty, but logic tells me that some were killed in an area 400 to 450 yards away from others. So yeah, there would have been some space of time there. Yes, sir.
Yes. Are you certain about McFadden's sex offender registry status? We attempted to look him up and didn't find him there.
I am certain of what I've been told. I have not checked it myself.
I wanted to hear the sleeping part again.
Well, there's no way we can know with certainty, but logic tells me that some were killed in an area 400 to 450 yards away from others. So yeah, there would have been some space of time there. Yes, sir.
Yes. Are you certain about McFadden's sex offender registry?
Certain of what I've been told. I have.
Oh well, screw it.
Or Facebook messages the night previous. Have you spoken with her? Do you know anything about those messages?
We've received copies of those text messages. He did make contact with her, and I don't think it was a text message. I think it was a Facebook Messenger message, and tried to lay blame for his situation on her.
So do you
Were y'all able to find him on Facebook? Because I couldn't find him. I found everybody else but him. So if that's the case, that's why his Facebook's locked down.
believe that the killings happened prior or after Christmas?
I don't have any way to know that.
You're the district attorney, correct? And
That's
this person was supposed to have a jury trial Monday?
That was in Muskogee County, correct?
Is that your
No.
jurisdiction?
No, I'm Oakmulgee and McIntosh.
Those text messages were blaming the victim for what he had done to these.
No. My interpretation of the Facebook Messenger messages that I read was he was blaming her for his situation with the criminal case in Muskogee County.
Why is Oakmulgee police on this instead of Henrietta?
Well, first of all, the scene was outside of the city limits of either Henrietta or Oakmulgee and would fall under the jurisdiction of the sheriff's office. Oakmulgee Police is involved because we are part of, and I in fact command, the District 25 Violent Crime Task Force, which conducts violent crime investigations in both Oakmulgee and McIntosh County.
At Tia Dash, you said you did find him. Was there anything interesting posted?
Again, with the timeline, I'm sorry, I know you don't have a lot of details, but can you give us an idea of how far apart these killings could be or if they all happened at once?
I don't have any way to base any speculation on to give you a realistic timeline other than the distance between where the bodies were discovered. It could have happened in quick succession, or there could have been a significant amount of time between them. There's just absolutely no way for us to know.
I know you mentioned it already, but I'm just trying to get clarification. Can you explain again where the bodies were found and how close they were? It kind of sounds like maybe 3 were found
yes.
close together, and then the other 4 were found like 2 different groups.
Yes, that's correct. From the McFadden residence, which is probably 100 yards off the road.
Okay, hold on. We're about to pull this up. Let me pull this picture up. Hold on. Okay. Let's see what he says.
Approximately a quarter mile south and east of the residence.
Oh, yep.
There is a creek. And the creek is within a tree line, but just barely.
Yep.
Ivy was found on the west side of that creek, approximately 100 to 150 yards away. Brittany was found approximately another 100 to 150 yards away. Riley was found, and they were both on the east side of the creek. Then the other 4 decedents were all found together approximately another quarter mile more east than south, but southeast of where the 3 girls were found.
Southeast. So south east. Okay.
Yes.
Chief, what kind of impact does a tragedy like this have on the community?
Well,
They
Part
would
of
have
the
been
problem
over
that
here
the
more towards the
community
lake.
suffers with something like this is everybody wants to understand why. And like I said before, normal people can't understand why. People that perpetrate crimes like this are evil. And normal folks like us can't understand why they do that. So I think that besides the emotional trauma that people suffer because of the realization of what happened to these young kids, trying to figure out why is a challenge they'll never get past.
Was there anybody at the scene before all this happened that you've been able to determine who wasn't killed, or everybody who was there?
I have no evidence that anyone was at the scene leading up to the murders that was not killed.
Do you have any information? Was his residence recently searched, probation, parole? Was he in compliance, et cetera? Was he?
I don't have any information at all along those lines.
Were the bodies found with clothing or
Damn, y'all, I've been sitting here chattering. I forgot I was on mute. So there were 3 girls found on the east side of the creek. The other 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. The other 4 on the other side of the creek. But the 3 girls that were on the east side of the creek sounds like they were spread apart at like 150 feet from each other. That sounds like they were running this fucking monster. I was getting deep. I just repeated everything I said, B&B. This fucking monster. Because that's what it sounds like to me. Being 150 feet apart from each other. What the fuck? What a piece of shit. You couldn't just take yourself out. Let's keep it going.
All bodies were closed.
I know you.
All bodies were closed.
They were all clothed.
I think this was asked before. I'm just gonna ask again, please. I mean, 6 people to shoot and kill. Do you think that the 3 girls maybe were trying to run away? Any indicator that anyone tried to run away? That just seems like so many people to try and do that to without someone getting away.
You're having the same difficulty that we have trying to figure out exactly what happened, because all we have is where the bodies were positioned and the injuries to them to try to indicate what happened. And there's just no way to know.
And do you think that this was planned or spontaneous?
No way to know that.
And what is the district attorney's role in this? Now that
this is my task force.
Okay.
It's been reported Jesse McFadden was going to go to McAllister. Do you have any, before this happened, do you have an indication that actually happened, or he was not seen, or any evidence about that?
Based on information that we have available to us currently, we don't think they ever went to McAllister.
How did you all figure out that they didn't
Clothed, like they weren't naked.
ever do McAllister?
The property in McAllister.
Ever do McAllister? You all figure out that they didn't ever do McAllister?
The property in McAllister belongs to Jesse McFadden's family members, and we interviewed them, and they were cooperative and told us that they had never come down there. They hadn't come down there that weekend.
Are there any security or gaming cameras on the property that possibly could have captured anything?
Not that I've been made aware of.
Do we know when he dropped the car to his neighbor? I mean, what was the last sighting of him?
I believe he was sighted in Henrietta proper Saturday night. When I can't tell you when he dropped the car or why. Anything I tell you, be a guess. All right, folks. I really appreciate your time. Thank you. And
Can I ask one more question? I'm
Sure.
sorry. Typically when there's homicides, murders, someone goes on trial. This someone is now deceased. What's next in this investigation to figure out what happened to bring families closure? What's next?
we have been in contact with the families and have shared information. In fact, we met with the families today prior to this press conference to give them the information that we gave you all, so they would hear it from us and not from the news media.
So the blue belonged to
Again,
Holly, and
there
these are the
questions
two other
that will
girls.
never get answered because the only people that know are no longer here. We will continue to document everything that we have found and anything that we discover in follow-up interviews moving forward and generate a report. We will submit that report to the district attorney's office for her review as a formality because there is no prosecution to be had here.
Can you describe the reaction of the families when this information was?
Today, I was not present, so I'm not sure. Yes, sir.
One last thing, just for the purposes of our understanding, do you think you might be able to help us out and present some type of map of like the crime scene that might help us better explain for people how spread out the crime scene is?
Currently, I don't have one for you. At some point in the future, crime scene investigators will map it. I have no idea how long that'll take.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet.
At this point, has the case been ruled as a murder suicide?
We don't ever just rule a case, to use your term, but we don't have any evidence to believe that it's anything other than 6 murders and a suicide.
Thank you, Chief.
In closing, what's your message to parents? This has affected so many people. We've heard from victims' families. We had no idea of this person's convictions, previous history. What's your message? And it sounds like, I don't know if it was easily available out there. What's your message to parents who see this?
I want to be clear. All right. I do not believe that the parents of Brittany or Ivy did anything wrong, and they are devastated by the loss of their children. That being said, I don't think you can be too careful with your kids. Know where they're going and who they're going to be with. All right, folks. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you've been listening in on
Dad, you said according to this guy's statement, the bodies on the east side of the creek were almost at Interstate 40. That's what it looked like in that footage. I was trying to see if I could see it. There was like a camera footage that showed it right there at the road. But I feel like I gotta look for it in this video.
Is Holly's. We recovered
I know. I know. Like, the footage of them in the
Michael
field.
was
That's what I'm
and
looking
spend
for.
the
They
night with her
showed it right
line.
towards.
Other
Oh, hold
than
on. Okay.
the distance.
Hold up. Found it.
Any speculation?
Again, with the timeline, I'm sorry, I know you don't have a lot of details, but
Okay.
I
Look.
don't have any
Okay, so let's see.
way to base any speculation on to give you a realistic timeline other than the distance between where the bodies were discovered. It could have happened in quick succession, or there could have been a significant amount of time between them. There's just absolutely no way for us to know.
I know you mentioned it already, but I'm just trying to get clarification. Can you explain again where the bodies were found and how close they were? It kind of sounds like maybe.
Did you see? Damn it. It's so quick. Oh, God, it's so quick. I can't catch it. See, Dad? Yeah, Deets don't smoke. Deets on the streets. Y'all, this is just, ugh. But you see, Dad, wouldn't that be 40? And they've got crime scene tape. I would like to have like an overall area footage with both spots they were found marked out, because see, the earlier stories had me thinking the family was in the house and the two girls were out by the creek. Yeah, so it was right there. So if you look at the map, let's look. Hold on, there's one. Oh, that won't show it. That would be this way though, right? To the left, Dad? Like to the left of your comments? Like, I wish I could see where 40. That's not 40, that's Molly Road. 40 would have to be over here on the left. Let me see. Okay, that one. Yeah, look, there goes 40 right there in your on the right side of this picture. So that, and that's where the crime scene tape is, and then that's where they are. But I can't compare that to. No, I don't know. There's only two places they were. So we know I think it was the two girls and the stepdaughter that they were staying with that were found in one spot. Didn't he say that? Is that right, Deets? They were the ones found on the east side of the creek. The two missing girls and then the stepdaughter that they were staying the weekend with. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So that was them three, and then it was the other two siblings. Let's see. Let me put the comment down. Michael James. Let me see. I got it right here. These. See this? Thank you, Dad. Okay. Thank you. Okay. This. So it was them two with the older girl and the brother. And then it was her in the middle with the two missing girls. Oh shit, y'all can't see. I got the brand on. Why? Okay. Again. This is Holly. This is Jesse. So it was them two. The oldest girl and then Michael together. And then it was the middle girl and the two missing girls found together. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's Ivy's mom. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's okay. Y'all can't see them. Just you can see my dad's, but that's okay. How do you close it? Fuck it. So, and she was so pretty. Let's see. Okay, I got another picture of the area. It keeps popping up. Okay, let me go in here and open my dad's because he sent me a picture. Okay. Let me pull this. Okay. And then I'll share this. Facebook. Well, that don't help me none. I don't understand that. My name's not Gray Hughes. Okay. Okay. So these girls were found right here on the three girls were found on this side of the creek, in between the creek and 40. The other four would have been found down this way some, on the other side of the creek. I know, Montana Jade. Okay. What questions, looking at this case, would you have? Because I think I got a few. Y'all want to watch the Twitter of Deet sent it to me. It is, let me see. Share this time instead. This is Ivy. I can't remember her last name. Let's see. Did they ever leave to head to the ranch the next day? He said they didn't have any indication that they were going to the ranch or something like that. Grain, do you want to come up here? I can drop the link, babe. Anybody can come up. Just let me know. I'll drop the link. Because I got some questions. Okay, Katie, let me check. We'll play this and then I'll check that.
The dreadful news.
Justin and Ashley Webster say their
Webster.
they hope no other family has to go through. Police say their 14-year-old daughter Ivy is among the 7 bodies found on Monday near Henrietta, Oklahoma. They say Ivy was known as a girl that would stick up for others.
I sat on the floor and I read every single card that every single kid wrote in their locker. And most of them were, when people were mean to me, you were the one that stuck up for me. You were the one that talked to me. You were the one that was nice to me. She truly was an angel.
She would go out of her way to make other people
feel happy.
Her body, as well as that of a 16-year-old girl, were found when officers searched the property of a convicted sex offender, Jesse McFadden. Police say they found McFadden's body there too, although officials caution that none of the victims have been formally identified by the county's medical examiner.
I'm confused on how he was able to get a rental house.
Ivy's father says he wants more information about how McFadden came to live in the area and be around young people. Her parents are remembering Ivy as a softball player and an animal lover that had a big impact around her.
She touched a lot. I hope she continues.
What are you thinking, Deets?
This is just heartbreaking, isn't it?
It is.
Just absolutely senseless and heartbreaking. But so that last link that I sent you, I don't know, did you use that one to show the
Is
press
that
conference?
this? Let's look at this one.
In the article that it's in, if you scroll down, there's another video that shows a ton of aerial footage.
Yes.
Let me present. See?
That was in the beginning. If you go back to the WFLA, they had a chopper flying over for a good long. JB was muted. There was no sound on YouTube, but there was a ton of overhead footage.
Well, let me get rid of this one. Katie said that she sent me the link to that News Nation article, but I don't.
It was a live stream. You should be able just to pull up News Nation. Just go to their WFLA page.
Deets, is this the one you were talking about?
WFLA will strike you.
No, it was in the very last link that I put in your DMs. And if you, it's the same one that the press conference was in. But in the article, if you just keep scrolling down, you'll see another video. Sorry.
Okay, let me pull this up.
I had to cough, but Papa Cody, it wasn't from smoking.
Baby, I'm sorry. I wasn't, I thought this was at 5:30 my time.
No, babe, you're fine. I had to jump on early. So I was like, why not? Just go ahead. I got done with dinner and everything in time, so I just went ahead and jumped on. Let me see. Okay. I'm going to get rid of this
all you
one.
have to do is click that link and then follow all the prompts that it tells you to do.
All you got to do, click the link,
And then
allow
your
access.
allow access to your cam and your microphone.
And then once you do that, you can cut your cam and microphone off until you're up here if you want to. Okay, let's see. I don't know why it's doing this, Deets, but every time I click the one,
That last one, it won't show you.
it keeps bringing up that. I don't think this one's suppressed. Let me see. No, this ain't it. So let's click the first one. Maybe this one's it. But see, this looks like the same exact one. It is. So why? And that's all I've got. That's all it's showing me.
All right, I'm gonna hop down. I'll go see if I can grab the link just to that video. So
Yeah, and just pop back up and we'll put it in the back chat. I don't know where the hell it went. These are the ones you sent me. I don't understand. Okay. Let's see. It just keeps bringing up the same one.
Are you choosing it in the tab, or are you choosing the same tab, or?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. Shit.
I just read what Kate said, that she doesn't like the new sharing options in StreamYard. So that made me wonder if something else has changed, and that's why it's not working right.
Deets, I'm on it. Damn it. I'm sorry. I'm on it.
All right, there we go. Come back, Pete. We found the right thing.
Okay.
The issue was between the chair and the keyboard. We got it fixed.
Hey, Okie, you're up here, bud.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How you?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
Watching this story, isn't that crazy?
I know. What do you think?
Well, he was a sex offender. I firmly believed. Why wasn't he searched before? I don't understand. I mean, me being a cautious person, I mean, it's normal to me to look somebody up.
Right.
We have the resources here in Oklahoma. We can look anybody up that we want to.
Absolutely.
So I think this could have been prevented.
Okay, my question was, if they were supposed to be home Sunday by 5,
right,
and they never showed up, why didn't the parent, like, if my kid was supposed, and I'm not trying to say the parents did anything wrong, I'm just saying they didn't go out there and find them until Monday when he didn't show up for court.
Right.
So
well, my
all
understanding
that
was
time.
that my understanding was that they did call the police that night, but they couldn't report him missing because they couldn't reach them.
Okay,
But
so
it was
if
until
they
the next morning when he had court, he missed court. They put a warrant out for his arrest. Then they went out to the home. They put 2 and 2 together.
Okay, so then my question, if that would be the case, then the question would be, why didn't, if they did call that night and said that they couldn't report him missing, why wouldn't they look up the dude that they were supposedly with and went out there immediately? I just don't understand.
Good
Well,
question.
the Amber Alert went out on Monday because they did not, it wasn't just that he didn't show up for court, but the girls didn't show up at a spot that they
Correct.
were supposed to be at. So that's
Right.
when they went and filed the missing persons report and got the Amber Alert going, which included him on there because he was the one who picked them up. So he's the last person he was seen with.
And I think you're right. And I think that's when it all kicked in that, oh crap, he's with them.
I haven't
Or they're
heard
with them.
anything about calling the night before.
Deets, when I scroll down under this press conference you sent me,
here I grabbed you a link. Let me see.
it's not, there's nothing.
Because the night before, the one daughter sent her mom a text message, and they felt like it just seemed weird.
I did hear that. What was that text message?
Sunday night,
I did hear
the
that.
Sunday night text message. They don't think it was the daughter.
I did hear that.
I don't
That
know
was
if they
in the
released
original That
Yeah,
was
it
in the
was,
original presser.
yeah.
But they are saying that he did get a hold of the girl that he was going to court over in 2017 and told her that this was going to be her fault.
Well, no, not this. He was telling her that
The
him being
his
going back to court
situation.
and all
Yeah.
that was her fault.
Causing the situation at hand to be her fault,
Mhm.
correct? Right,
Well,
right.
no, he was just saying that like him going back to court and having to deal with the court stuff was her fault. I don't think he was
The
alluding to her
court is
that
the situation I'm
these
thinking of.
murders, yeah,
Oh,
were
okay.
her
I was
fault.
thinking maybe he was alluding, telling her that, hey, this is your fault, the reason, this is fixing to happen, but I don't know.
I mean, it's
I don't
it's
think
kind of the same thing. If it's a reach, but it is kind of the same thing because you're telling her, "Hey, I'm having to go to court tomorrow, and this is all your fault." Well, that in turn makes her probably feel like, "Oh my God,
Right."
I'm
these."
sure it's made
Oh
her,
my
yeah,
God.
feel that way, but I think that like the sheriff said, is somebody got something in the background or is that like I hear
It's not.
It's
It's not
Okie.
me.
oh, I'm like I hear a live stream or something.
Oh shit.
Not here.
I don't know what it was.
Let me see. Okay.
Yeah, this shows a lot of aerial footage.
After their bodies were found on an eastern Oklahoma property. Police say the suspect, Jesse McFadden.
Okay, somebody's got echo. It's so loud.
Let me turn the phone down. Can you hear now?
I'm muted.
Let's try it now.
McFadden was found dead as well. And tonight we're learning the gruesome details about how these people were murdered. Officials saying McFadden shot them all at least once in the head. Monday morning, 2 teens, Ivy Webster and Brittany Brewer, were reported missing. Police then activated their violent crimes task force and they served a search warrant.
A lot of us got that alert on our phones when that happened. And during the investigation, police say at least 3 bodies were found separately, 150 yards apart from each other.
So,
while the other 4 were found together, nearly 450 yards away. Police sharing that they are still unclear of McFadden's motive.
where is 40?
I think it's I-40 and Highway 75. They cross.
That's a long distance away from each other, isn't it?
Yeah, can you go back to where the aerial part was there? Okay.
This one?
Yeah.
Back up a little bit more, please.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. There's the pond we need to see. So right
Okay,
there.
so it's over there to the right. Keep backing up.
Where the
Yep,
cars
that's what we
are?
want to go in on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that echo is still there.
It is.
Oh, here comes Kate.
I keep muting.
Hey. Can you hear me?
Hey, babe.
What's up? So
What's
I
up?
got a
Okay.
lot. I can share a lot of stuff with you guys.
Let's go.
Yeah, I've been in contact with the aunt. Well, I've been in contact with a couple people. But the aunt in particular, she has verified a lot of stuff for me. So they are speculating. I don't know if this happened, but this is what they think. Friday night, he texted Holly's mom and said, from her phone, it said, all our phones were dropped in a mud puddle. So if you can't get a hold of us, that's why. And then they all went off.
On what night?
Friday.
Friday? Well, the girls didn't go until Saturday.
Yeah, they didn't go over there until Saturday.
One of them was already there.
One was already there.
Yeah, I forget which one it was, but one was already there because the girls were off Friday from school. I think Ivy was there.
I think Ivy was the one already there
Ivy
because
that were there together.
I did hear that.
Brittany went Saturday.
And
Yeah,
then
I did hear that.
So they think that it's possible that they were killed on Friday, and then he maybe took I mean, this isn't confirmed. This is just what they think might have happened because of weird circumstances that they got. That he may have took Tiffany's phone and pretended to be Tiffany and invited Brittany over, like, oh, my stepdad will come get you, because they didn't hear from them after Friday night. On Saturday, so Ivy's parents said they were snapping with Ivy until 12 p.m. that night, and that she had gone to the mall, but I asked the aunt and she said it's confirmed they never went to the mall. So I think Jessie was the one snapping her parents. Then on Sunday, her parents said they got a weird text that didn't sound like Ivy because it was like, hey, I'm going here. Oh, you saw them
To the farm.
So they were seen
Going to the
Saturday at the
farm.
lake. So maybe Saturday during the day.
Yes, because Sunday it was the text was it was weird, and it was about the farm that they were
Yeah.
going out there
Yeah, she
and would be
didn't
back
ask.
on Monday. She didn't ask, right?
And then he called them himself and was like, hey, you know, we're gonna be here for a little bit or something like that. And also, I think her name's Crystal. It was the girl he assaulted in 2003. The other night, she said what she was describing in her interview. He showed up at my house and said Holly kicked me out. Well, a lot of people thought that it was Holly, like that Holly, but I asked and they said it was a different Holly that he was dating, because a lot of people think she was seeing him since like 2003, which wasn't the case.
Sorry, Kate, 1 second. Play-Doh, are you like a family or local to the area or something? Their comments just sound like they were there because they said
Right.
they
They seem
saw
like they're.
them and
Can you cite your sources, Plato? Or would you like to click the link and come on up and correct where we might have something incorrect?
yeah.
We're
So
very
Play-Doh's local.
kind. We'll play nice with the Play-Doh.
Absolutely. And see, this is all learning for everybody. This is what we're doing. This is what we do.
We're trying
Because
to
there's
keep
not a lot out there on this one.
right. We're trying to keep the speculation out of it and only go off of facts.
I'm local, but it's hard. I mean, there's a lot of speculation out there and a lot of rumors.
I hate this limited text bullshit. What's the matter, Cody?
Well, get up here.
Click that link and get on up here with us. You
can just sit up here if you want to.
I'm
You
gonna
ain't gotta
come
say
adopt your
nothing.
dad.
That'd be cool.
He needs another daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's so cute.
Yeah, she also said it was his idea to like invite the girls over.
Who was this family member you said you were speaking with?
The aunt. The
one that did the
Holly's
interview?
dad's Holly's dad's sister. She came into my chat on the night before she did the interview with News Nation, I think. It was either the night before or
And see, I was only on Thursday, or not Thursday, Saturday and Sunday. Now Friday's been thrown in.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my God.
That's what I was coming to add. That's why I said, oh God, I'm so sorry that I'm late, honey.
I don't understand their messages. They said, I will, but let me something.
Speak. Probably supposed to be speak. You
Oh,
can
yeah, we'll let you
absolutely come up
speak.
here and speak.
But rumors can help. Okay, come on. Like,
It's a lot. You can keep going though, Kate, if you want to. I mean, if Play-Doh wants to jump up here, I'll let you know.
Hey, Joneson, this is
Hey.
Teresa. I will let you guys go, and you guys have a great night, and I'm going to jump off here.
Okay, well, thank you for coming up, love.
Have a good night.
All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And while we're waiting for Kate, I'm going to go ahead and play. I got memberships from Steph B, Zen, and who was the last one? Do you know? So let's lighten this up for a second and play some twerking. Go, George. Go, George. Oh, Kate left. Dad, cut your camera off.
George was shaking his tail feather.
Okay, now I'll add you. He was shaking his tail feather. All right, everybody. There's Daddy Jonesin.
Is this his first time on panel?
No, he's been up here with her before.
Yeah,
I
just
missed
once
it.
with me and Grain when I first started.
Queen says, oh my effing G. Get it, George. Get it, George.
Thank y'all for the memberships. Well, Kate left and she was filling us in, Dad.
I know what she must have dropped. I bet something popped up for her. I didn't want to interrupt her, but I saw that Play-Doh in chat and they sounded like they were local or something.
I know. I think they said they were. Hey, Queen.
Hey, baby, please tell me that's the real George.
Yeah, that's George twerking.
I love
Want to
it.
see it again? Look.
I was calling.
Oh my God. And when he's doing that, he looks like a rotisserie chicken.
Oh my God, that's too cute.
Oh, Queen yeeted herself.
She did too.
He does look like a little you could imagine if he was plucked. He looks just like a little rotisserie.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
babe.
laughed hard. I yeeted myself.
She's so excited about George, she gone.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your dad coming on. I laughed so hard. I was like, is that really George?
It is. Yeah, I thought he was humping the ground, but he was vibrating the ground and it makes the worms come up.
Yes.
Oh, I love him.
That is so funny.
Kate, did you want to come back up, baby, or is your internet? What's up? You want to come back up? You can come up if you want.
Good job. She had one of the family members up. Yeah, I was gonna say, did she talk to you guys about it yet?
She
was telling us a little, but yeah.
Yeah.
I interrupted her and then she yeeted herself.
Holly's aunt, the father's
I think it's
sister.
the wife, sister or something, wasn't it? The wife.
Yeah, Holly is the wife, and it was her dad's sister. I was taking notes as Kate was talking. I was adding in Kate's
on YouTube, so she kind of knows how things work on here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just thought I don't know. That's a really sad situation. You know what I mean? All the way around.
Horrible case.
You know.
Well, this is the same county that other where the guys went to go take off and commit whatever crimes on their bicycles, and then their bodies were found in the river. This is the same county in Oklahoma.
Oh wow!
Remember we had the Okmulgee 4, all those guys that went into that junkyard and they were gonna catch
It
a
never
lift
came
or
back
something?
out. Yeah.
Right. This is the same county. This is Okmulgee.
Yeah.
Something in the water out there.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna go back to listening. I dyed my hair, so I'm gonna go finish blow drying it and then straighten it, and I'll.
What color did you dye it?
All right, guys.
What color did you dye?
Like auburn, like a purpley. You know what I mean? Like a dark auburn color. It's like a. I don't know what the hell the thing said. Yeah, because I couldn't. I need to go in and like get it done professionally, but you know.
Yeah, I don't
Stylist
either.
is gonna hate you
for right now.
doing a box dye.
Yep,
I
I
hated it.
Real quick, I said, "Oh fuck, let's speak now, forever hold your peace." And I just started. I'll send you a picture. Let me know what it looks like.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
Okay, bye.
She's really lying to us, guys, because
She's so happy today. Dad, check back chat. Oh, really? Oh, okay, Kate.
Yeah, hopefully I don't get yeeted again. I don't know what is going on. My internet's being goofy. It's like spamming on and off, but I think it's it right now.
Okay,
But,
that's cool.
I don't remember where we were. Where were we? Jesus.
Yeah, before and then Plato just dipped, I guess. They didn't want to say anything else. You were telling us about the text messages from the night or the
yeah.
Snapchats.
Well, they didn't know for sure, but they were thinking maybe it happened like earlier. They wanted to know if Tiffany was with him when he picked Brittany up because it was like really weird because Friday night is when all their phones went off. And they also said, so like they didn't know that he was an RSO, and her father was working for this company, and their boss was like, hey, just letting you guys know, like, we're gonna hire an RSO. But it was when he was like a kid and was in high school, and he was like 19 and she was like 17 or something like that, and it's been like so many years. So he wanted to check the guy out himself, so he searched him, and while he was searching that guy, he accidentally found Holly's husband. And then he was like, oh my God, I don't know if she knows. So they took her out to eat and were like, hey, did you know? And she was like, yeah, I know, but he was falsely accused, like that, I guess he was telling her,
Right.
that he was falsely accused and that it wasn't true. But, and then they got married, and they didn't even know that she was going to testify for him on Monday. So he was in jail for like 20 years for RAPE on this woman, Crystal, in 2003. And then while he was in jail, he was in contact.
Hold up. You said 20 years? And it happened in 2003?
It was like 2000 or 17 years, but yeah, roundabout.
So he's only been out of prison a few years then.
It
3.
happened to, he got out in 2020.
Okay. So he's been out of prison for 3 years, roughly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe they got married in February. And
of 2023 of this year?
I think they just said February.
Yeah, I heard they wasn't married a year yet.
Yeah.
What I've heard.
So then that would be okay.
It's possible that she was talking to him while he was in jail, though. They're not sure. They think that that's a possibility. But
Holly was speaking with
him while he was in jail.
What was his name?
Jesse.
Okay. So Holly was speaking with Jesse maybe while he was in prison?
Possibly.
On the 20-year bid for assault.
They definitely knew each other.
So was he lying to her about what his charges were?
She knew what his charges were, but I believe he was lying. He was saying that he didn't do that, and that she was falsely accusing him.
Okay.
And then while he was in prison, he had correspondence with a minor, and he got caught, and she was pursuing charges against him for child PORN.
And that was in 2017.
Yeah. And she did an interview. Her name's Caitlin.
Okay.
Well, why is it? I'm sorry, Kate. Why is it taking them 7 years?
Hold on. I have another question. How did he get the CP charges if he didn't get out of jail till 2020 and this was 2017? How does that
he had
work?
a phone inside. He had a phone inside.
So I know a little bit about it, but I want her to tell the story. But
right.
In a nutshell, she got a new phone, and this is all I'm gonna say is that she got a new phone, and people were texting the person who was the previous owner of her phone, and one of those people was him, and they started talking, and that's how.
Oh my God.
She was 15, and he, took advantage of her, and she was pursuing charges against him, and he was supposed to go to court on Monday, and she was prepared to testify against him, and his wife was going to testify in favor of him. And
Holly?
so Holly was going to testify in favor of him, and he was going to court, and Caitlin was going to testify against him for what he did. Like, she was pursuing charges against him for that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I think. Oh, I hear.
I heard you, Dad.
Oh.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
What the hell?
Get closer to it. You sound like you're halfway across the room.
He says, I hate tech.
I do. I hate technology. Okay. Where did I put it?
What?
The alleged text he sent to the victim.
Mm-hmm. You want to?
You're
Okay.
saying that-
You can drop it in the back chat if you want to. The link.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know. The link is.
Oh, go ahead though. Go ahead. Go
got
ahead.
a
You can just tell us.
I'm trying to find it. Okay. Let me find it. Read it to you. It says, these are his words. I did exactly what I promised I would do when I got out of jail. I got a mark job, paid great money, and was being advanced. I have been 2 years now and made a great life, like I promised I would do with you. Told you I would not go back. I'm guessing to prison. This is all on you for continuing this. So he went her and killed all those people and put it on this girl.
Yeah. He's trying to like make her feel like she's the reason why he did it for pursuing charges, which is gross.
Oh my God, that's so heavy.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna live with that. News Nation next.
She never attached to that. That is not on her.
She was doing the right thing.
Right, absolutely she was, and that is not on her.
And I hope she knows that.
And if she has to be told that every day, we can.
Yeah.
What, Dad?
All right, a little bit off topic. CM21, Cody Southern accent. Hey, baby.
Oh. News Nation. Somebody keeps asking for me to pull that up.
I watched that one. Well, there was 2 or 3 of them.
Well, they post so much, it's hard to find what you're looking for with them. Let me see. They post like 10 posts an hour. Let's see. So they didn't put out they didn't let the cops know Sunday night, Kate, or they did?
I think they reported them missing on Sunday night when they didn't come back. But I think what took so long is they put the Amber Alert out, but he had no rights, so they were able to walk on the property and just look in because he was in RSO. But their bodies were outside on the property and all in different places. And
right, it was
they
spread
had to send
around.
drones out to find. They found his truck that he hid at the neighbor's house with the drone, and then they were able to get a search warrant and then found the bodies.
There was the concern because the landowner, not Holly or I'm sorry, his name again. Anyway,
Jesse.
Yes. The landowner, they were only renting the property. Had concerns. The chief stated it in the presser that there had been earth that was disturbed. One of the reporters asked, "What do you mean, like graves?" And they said, no, there was a horse pen that had been cleaned out and they had dumped it all in a big pile. And that was part of what they were concerned over. And that's what started them looking. The chief in the presser had just said that we were just watched at the beginning of this live.
God, man.
And the three girls that were found together were not that far off of Highway 40. Like they were running, it appeared to be the way, but he did say that it looked staged, as if some were harmed in one location and then moved to a secondary location.
Right. I don't know what to make of that.
Well, that makes you wonder if he didn't harm the three girls first, and then maybe I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, I was wondering too, like how that could have happened.
Because
How he could have done that.
like I believe the overhead footage has maybe holds the key to helping us figure some of that out, because you can actually see like the WFLA stuff, that Hey JB stuff that was out yesterday, where he was muted for so long and they were flying over. Like I was thinking about that as we were listening to the presser information from the chief.
Do you have the link for that one?
I
can go look. If not, we'll play this one. And then
I didn't come prepared with any links, and my computer's on the I've got it charging, and when it charges I can't pull anything.
You're good. Let's do this. What we'll do is we'll watch this full interview. Says Oklahoma woman's daughter, 3 grandkids among 7 found dead.
Jen Mayo got a call from the sheriff's office and heard the news that she never expected in her life that she would hear, that 4 of the people who were found among those bodies were actually her own flesh and blood, her family members, her daughter, and her 3 grandchildren. Among the others, the youngest grandchild had 2 dear friends that she'd asked over for a slumber party, and they were headed to their stepdad's ranch. That stepdad was convicted of first-degree rape in 2003, served 2 decades in prison, during which he committed another crime involving a young girl, and was supposed to appear in court the day that the 2 young friends were found dead among those other 7. That's the man in question, Jesse McFadden, 39 years old, convicted sex offender. His wife, one of the dead. His 3 stepchildren, that would be his wife's 3 children, 3 of the dead. And those 2 kids who were there for the slumber party, friends of the youngest stepchild. They were among the bodies as well. We're learning more details tonight, at least details about how 2 of those victims were killed. As the police were searching for Ivy Webster and Brittany Brewer, the 2 teenagers who were just supposed to be on a slumber party,
I'll put it in
family
back
members
chat.
have told us that Brittany Brewer was shot in the head. Family members have also told us that the oldest of the children of that sex offender's wife, Riley Allen, just 17, that she was also shot to death. Brittany's mom, Melania Chabelle, told us that her sons informed her, and I will quote her, that the police found all the bodies scattered around in different places. So that means she was trying to run away and get away from him. He shot her 1 time in the head, and that is what killed her. Again, that is the mother of one of those teenagers that had just gone over for the slumber party, Melania Chabelle, telling us that exclusively tonight. The court record saying that the court case, the trial that was supposed to start yesterday, that's when Jesse McFadden was supposed to show up in answer to soliciting sexual conduct with a minor in possession of child pornography. All of those crimes committed while in prison on a contraband cell phone in 2017. Well, it didn't happen. That trial didn't happen because he took his own life as well as the other 6 people he murdered. The question is, why was he out? He had a 20-year sentence, but he got out 3 years early. We called the Oklahoma Pardon and Parole Board, and we got this statement. Jesse McFadden was released in November of 2020 because he discharged his sentence, not due to any action by the Oklahoma Pardon and Parole Board.
What the fuck?
Okay, so am I mistaken? I feel like people usually get out way earlier on situations like this. I feel like 85% of what he served, like that's a high number compared to what other offenders get out with.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
it
was
all
sentenced to
depends on,
20 and he was sentenced to 20 and he did 17.
but it
He
also
had a-
depends on his actions inside.
Yeah. He had a grand
I
larceny
believe-
charge too.
Jesus.
Yeah, I
Go ahead,
believe his
Dad.
sentence was more than the 20. He was supposed to have been eligible for parole at 20.
Oh.
So he got off actually 2 years. He got parole 2 years early.
Yeah, earlier than his earliest parole date should have been.
Yeah, they said he was super
But-
controlling too, and
Yeah,
that,
I did read that too.
He pulled.
Okay, Jones, and I put that in the back chat that has all the footage
Me and
of the
Mr.
beginning
Biden
where
on
he was
top of
muted.
it right here.
Okay. I'll play it next. What, Kate?
He pulled the one girl out of school because she was texting with a boy her age. This Riley, she was 17. She was texting with a 17-year-old boy, and he pulled her out of school and started homeschooling her because of it. And
What the fuck?
yeah, and he they stopped going to family parties and was isolating them, from their family. It seemed to them.
The mom said he was very controlling too, right? The grandmother of the stepkids.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, let's play it.
But it still doesn't make any sense to us. He had a 20-year sentence. He got out 3 years early, all the while charged with the same kinds of crimes he was in there in the first place for. So why did it take 6 years to prosecute him for crimes that were committed while he was actually behind bars? Why couldn't they prosecute him, say, within those 3 years before he was let out? These are hard questions that are going to have to be answered. And the harder questions are how this crime scene played out, how these innocent people lost their lives. Joining me now live in this exclusive interview is Jan Mayo. Jan is the mother of Holly Guess. Holly was murdered as well as her 3 children. She was his wife. That means that Jan Mayo has lost her daughter and her 3 grandchildren. And Jan is with us from Westville, Oklahoma tonight. We're also joined exclusively by Holly's aunt, Lynn Watt. Ladies, thank you for being here. And I know that you want to get your story out. You wanted to speak to us about what's happened. Let me just ask you this. Jan, have you learned anything else, anything new from the sheriffs, from the police, from the authorities who are investigating this?
The only thing that I've heard so far is that my granddaughter, Riley Elizabeth Allen, was shot in the head and died that way, and that my grandson, Michael Mayo, was undetermined cause of death. The other 2, they haven't determined yet. They haven't done their autopsies.
So your daughter, Holly, and her youngest, Tiffany, 13 years old, they haven't finalized the autopsies on those 2, so they haven't been able to give you a cause of death?
Oh, not yet.
Did the sheriffs or did any of the authorities tell you what they think happened just from being able to assess the scene?
No, I can't get any information. They're not releasing any information to me at all.
What did the authorities tell you when you got that just horrendous phone call?
All they told me at first was that Jesse was missing and the 2 girls that he supposedly kidnapped were missing. Nothing about my daughter or my grandchildren. I had to find that out from Facebook, that they'd found 7 bodies. And nobody told me anything until 10 o'clock that evening that my granddaughters, my grandson, and my daughter were dead.
So to be clear, the police, did they, at 10 o'clock, did the authorities eventually call you to give you this news officially?
Yes, at 10 o'clock. And that's when they told me that my family was being transported to the Tulsa Medical Examiner's office.
Was there any other detail that they were able to give you during that phone call?
The only thing that they told me at that time was that they had been shot and nothing more.
Did they say that all of them had been shot? Because originally we had heard that just Riley had been shot, but did they say that all of the family members had been shot?
That's what I was told, that they had all been shot and that he took his own life.
Was there any indication at any time, Jan, that this man was so incredibly dangerous and to the point of being lethal?
No, there was nothing. I saw them Thursday at my granddaughter's choir concert and everybody was happy. They were just smiling. They were in a good mood. Tiffy had gotten up and sang with her choir. She was getting ready to do cheerleader tryouts on Friday. They were just happy.
And did Holly know anything about his criminal background, his time served, and the charges of criminal rape that he had served that time for?
Yes, The only thing was he had lied to her and told her that the girl was 19 years old, not 16, and that everything was just a misunderstanding. He paid a young lady to portray the victim to sit down and have a talk with my daughter. And she told him, oh, it was just a misunderstanding. You don't get 20 years for a misunderstanding.
He paid a person to impersonate the victim of his crime to tell your daughter a lie, that it was her and that it wasn't a crime?
Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
And he never indicated at any time that he was a registered sex offender at that property where your family was killed?
No, my husband and I didn't find out until middle to late March, when my husband was looking up a coworker that he worked with to find out what his charges were, and Jesse McFadden's criminal history popped up, that he was a registered sex offender. My husband then contacted our daughter to find out what was going on. Why were they there? Why was he in that house with our grandchildren?
And what date was that?
That was in March, probably about the 20th.
And what answers were you given when you confronted him with the fact that he was a registered sex offender?
Our daughter wouldn't let us confront him. She said, oh, it was just a misunderstanding. I've talked to the girl. At that time, we didn't know anything about the real victim.
It's an unbelievable story, Jan. I cannot believe that this has happened to you and to your family. Lynn, is there more that you can add? I know that you may be speaking to other people. You are the sister of Holly's father, so you're the kid's aunt. Tell me what you've been able to glean from any of the people who have at least informed you of this tragedy.
Well, the lady he paid to pretend to be the victim contacted me and was telling me that she was sorry, that she was paid to do so, and she contacted me. So that's how we learned that Holly never spoke to the real victim.
When did that happen?
It was yesterday. I got contacted yesterday.
So the impersonator has now reached out to you, realizing just how dangerous her actions now have turned out to be.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh
Absolutely.
my God.
Have you informed the police about this person?
No, I haven't spoke to the police. I actually contacted the police because I didn't understand why the Amber Alert didn't have my niece and my great nieces and nephew. And I also contacted them in Henrietta to ask if, when we learned of Jesse being on a registered list, if the girls could be there. Were they aware that children were living in that home? So I personally called the sheriff's department. And I was told by the sheriff's department they were not aware of the situation, and at that time did not know that there was a registered sex offender at that address, and would contact me again, and I never got contacted back. Never.
It's such a remarkable sequence of events. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we saw a marriage license for just last year. Is that right, Lynn? That Holly just married Jesse last year.
And in fact, we thought they got married on Christmas Eve. There was actually a wedding cake at the Christmas party. We didn't know the marriage took place in May until last night.
And how long had they known each other before they got married?
Jan, I'm not sure about that. Do you know? Everyone keeps asking, and I'm not sure.
Not sure when she met him. I just know that they moved in together in, I think it was just after Christmas in 2021.
So he was released from prison in 2020, and within a year he was moving in with your daughter.
Yeah.
Did the kids, Jan, ever say anything about him? Did anyone ever mention anything out of the ordinary, that he behaved in a certain way, that he was uncomfortable, that he was sexual in nature, or that he was violent in any way? Did they ever say anything?
The kids weren't allowed to see us. Jesse controlled everything. We weren't allowed to see him. They moved the children and my daughter 2.5 hours away, and we weren't allowed to have contact with them other than when they were around Holly and Jesse both. So we didn't understand what was going on, why we weren't allowed to see the kids. My husband and I raised those children. They lived with us more than they did Holly.
So the only contact you had with these kids was just on the telephone?
On the telephone occasionally, and at events at the school. We were allowed to go to track meets. The kids weren't allowed to come stay the night with us. And if they did, Jesse would track their every movement. He would use their cell phones to track them.
And Lynn, what were you just about to add?
Holly was extremely close to my brother. I don't know that I've ever seen a father-daughter bond. And anytime, I was probably the most outspoken family member about Jesse being a registered sex offender. And I would say, do this, Jan, say this. And anytime we tried to approach the situation, she was punished. She was shut down. She was constantly on eggshells. She wouldn't be able to talk to her children. So she had to keep a balance. She had to accept things if she wanted to keep an eye on the grandkids and talk to her daughter. It was just an everyday call from Jan, just so stressed. My brother actually relocated to Henrietta to be close when Holly moved. He got an apartment and moved to Henrietta so that he could attend the school events and be there for his grandkids. And he was living in that town and still was not allowed to see the kids.
So it sounded as though Jesse McFadden had an extremely controlling relationship over Holly and all 3 kids, and became increasingly unwilling to accept the fact that there might be something wrong with this man, and that he might actually be something other than this actress and this liar who had been hired by her husband, that person had told her.
And absolutely. And anytime we questioned anything or asked anything, Jan and Michael were punished. That meant they didn't get to talk to the children or see the children. They were cut out. So we just had to be quiet.
I am just so incredibly sorry for what both of you are going through and what you have been going through throughout this whole ordeal. And we will stay in close contact with you as additional details, become available. But our hearts, our thoughts, everything. I mean, there's nothing I can say to make this better, but please know that we are deeply, deeply in sympathy and in solidarity with you tonight, both of you. Thank you for speaking out.
And I'd like to say thank you to Melissa, your producers, your staff. They're amazing. They have helped us navigate this situation. They have just been a godsend, and we want to thank you so much. All of my family wants to thank your staff, and just the support and love they've shown us has been amazing. And we just want to say
one more for you.
Who's Melissa? That's Ashley. Did y'all catch that? She called her.
I think that maybe it could be a producer behind the scenes.
Oh, it could be. Yeah, it could be. Okay. So let's go to this last one and then we'll go to voices. She shared one that we need to look at.
It just gives a really good overhead view. That's all before JD starts talking or any of that. And I think that's, given what we've learned through all of the pressers and everything, I think that's really, it'll kind of.
Oh yeah, that would help for sure. Let me see. There was another one. God, they post so much. All right.
So many are still in shock with this next horrific story. An investigation is underway in eastern Oklahoma after a tragic discovery. 7 bodies found on a rural property on Monday. Police were there searching for 2 missing teenage girls, 14-year-old Ivy Webster and 16-year-old Brittany Brewer, after they did not return back home on Sunday after they were visiting with a friend. That friend's stepfather, Jesse McFadden, was a convicted rapist, and he was due in court on charges related to allegedly sexting with a minor. Parents of the teen girls said they had no idea, and they want to know how McFadden was allowed to live in a home with children and also have access to other kids, including theirs. Police found the bodies of the missing teens and McFadden dead on his property this week, along with McFadden's wife and her 3 children. The sheriff is not revealing much at this hour, but says investigators have all of the information they need, and they do not believe there is now a threat to that community. Here with me this morning is Nathan Brewer. He is Brittany Brewer's dad. Nathan, there really are no adequate words to express my sympathy and my condolences to you. My heart breaks as a parent, as a person, for what you are going through. Thank you for giving us a moment to remember and honor your daughter this morning.
Thank you.
In your grief, do you have any more clarity about what happened and why?
Not exactly at this point.
We have spoken with Ivy's parents here at News Nation, and they said to us that they're not getting a lot of information from police and investigators. Is that true for you and your family, Nathan?
Exactly. We not really much. Only thing now that they've been saying is, how she died.
And what are they telling you?
That she died from a gunshot wound to the head.
That's hard to process.
Yes, it is.
What else are they doing right now on that property?
As far as I know, they're still doing their final searches and doing their investigation. Sorry.
So tell me about that sleepover and the teens getting together on Friday. What did you know about their plans?
They were supposed to go to Tulsa to the mall. And then while I was at work, Brittany came back and told her stepmom that they were going to go swimming. And she got her swimsuit and a towel and left again. And that was the last time she saw Brittany. And the last time I saw Brittany was on Saturday.
And tell me about that interaction, what the two of you talked about.
We had just gone to do a fundraiser for her youth camp that she was supposed to be going to.
Okay, so it was Brittany that went Saturday. That's what we were talking about earlier. Just wanted to make note
So
of
not Riley or not Ivy. So it was Brittany that went to Riley's on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This summer. And we just got done doing that. And when I came back to the house and dropped her off, and Jesse and Tiffany and Ivy were here to pick her up.
So did you know Jesse McFadden at all? What was your interaction with him?
Brittany had spent weekends with him for about 2 years. And I
Oh,
had met
wow.
Jesse twice, and nothing had come alarming to me that he would even be, a registered sex offender or anything. And I learned all that news when I was downloading my video surveillance at my house of Brittany leaving and getting into his vehicle and his license plate number.
So you had no knowledge of his criminal past or the fact that he was due in court on child porn charges even as recently as this week?
Not at all. And that's why I have got all the information to my local legislation, and I'm going to push for the House, for at least for House and Senate, to try to pass a bill in at least Oklahoma. I wanted to go nationwide, but to be either an alert system like a silver alert, amber alert system, when people get out that is registered sex offenders, you get a mass text of their name and what state they are registering in.
Well, and there are measures in place now, as you know, Nathan. They failed you and your family in this situation. You should have known, and you didn't. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe.
So what do y'all think of that last statement about people thinking that they should have known? I feel like it's almost like, who thinks to look up stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's unrealistic to look up every parent that your kids, like, of your kids' friends. You know what I mean? It's just.
Well, it sounds like he was, even if you would have looked him up, it sounds like he was a non-compliant registrant. Because they said when they called law enforcement didn't know he was living at that address. So now I would dare to say, probably if they looked at who was renting the property, I bet it's all in Holly's name. This is very textbook what abusers do and the alienation. Holly's a victim just as much as Ivy and Brittany. Holly is just as much a victim, if not even more, because this man was, you see with the controlling, all of that, this is all textbook.
And they said that she had been going over there for 2 years. So, I mean, this isn't just some random new friend.
Yeah, they never had a problem before. They had been going to their house and hanging out with them, you know.
I'm going to just let this play. Let me know if you want me to stop it.
I got to hop down, but I'm just
okay, babe.
bye.
Thanks for coming up here.
Thank you for having me up. Bye, everyone.
And helping us figure things out. Girl, we lost.
He's quiet for the first little while because, like, there was a problem with his audio. So this is like right upon them just arriving on the scene. This is kind of like when that KSL chopper flew over Gabby Petito.
That's exactly what this is like. Yeah.
And like I said, he's muted. Like, he doesn't know that it was quite a long while that he didn't have any commentary. So you're good. Even if you do, just keep it muted. You're fine to show it because.
Yeah, I just muted the whole thing. Screw it.
And so that's that news chopper out of Tulsa that came. So, and you can see, like, this is that far across the creek. Like, maybe the girls had been, because they talked about going swimming. I think this is the main property.
Right. Okay.
Okay,
that's the main property.
There's the main property. I think they're showing, because they were just finding out about all of this when that news chopper came on. This was
yeah, they're just figuring everything out right now. That's interesting to watch, though. I like that.
And again, this is a rented property. So I would dare to say, if they cut the parents off like that, you could see them publicly or where we can control it like that. They're controlling about what they can talk about, what they can't talk about.
This is.
They did say the wife had 3 gunshots.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
That's showing anger.
Absolutely. Definite overkill. Pardon the.
I don't understand. I still don't get the staging.
But maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was the second half of the family that was staged, because what if he went down and caught those girls swimming, and that's where he harmed them?
I mean, he's the only one. That one officer's the only one that said it looked staged. How do we know? I mean, they weren't running from him while he was shooting people.
Well, that's what it sounded like to me by how far
You're
apart.
Right, because they said that each one was about 150 yards apart.
Yeah. Long enough for him to run, catch him, shoot him in the head.
Right. Like, and catch each one. You know what I mean? Like if it, yeah.
Well, I guess I'll be looking up. I'm gonna need your full name, your date of birth.
Oh, I
We
agree.
finna start looking every motherfucker up because this
And
is
you know what,
fucking
Johnson,
wild.
at that, you don't even have to do that. All you have to do is look by the address, because you need to also be aware of who lives in the neighborhoods of where your child goes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they have county, you know what? They have those county websites. Again, it all is about intent. If you're doing it for your knowledge to keep your family safe and you're not publicly putting it out there, there's nothing wrong with knowing that information. It's all about your intent.
Look at him trying to. Grain said she pulled up hers the other day and was shot 39 in a small radius. I've only got one close to us.
Like if your children walk a route to school, I would want to know who's along that route.
Oh, yeah.
And you can do it by area. So
we don't know if he was currently living in the home, just saying. He was living there.
He was living in the home. Even the mother, even Holly's mom said that he was living there.
To me, it sounds like they knew this was.
I'm sorry, what?
What, Dad?
I said, of course he was living in the home if he was the one who picked one of the girls up to take them there.
True.
And see, that's confusing me because I don't like. It would be earth shattering to know that he used their phones and played these games with the parents. I mean, it's just. I feel like that's the three. I feel like that's the three. What do you think?
That's what I was saying, because that's a.
Yes, that's over by the creek. Yes,
pretty big body
that's
bags.
over by the creek. Those are the three that were over by the creek. I would imagine they might have been swimming
on the west side. The others are on the east side.
And so they're looking for the other. Yeah, because he said kind of southeast.
Yeah, and that's when I went off his distances and all. That last picture I sent you, that's where they would have been, right almost on the damn interstate.
There it goes. Good job, Joneson.
Those
God, Grandma's cooking something and it smells great. What are you making?
40
Oh God, she got fried taters going. Oh my God, they smell amazing.
Yeah, that's what I thought I heard him say, that he was living there and it's his registered address. That's what he said in the press conference.
Okay.
So if they contacted the sheriff's department and was like, hey, what's up with this? Why didn't they just look up the address and the name? I feel like it could have been prevented, but what can they really do? He's allowed to be around his wife's kids, right?
That's the question. You don't, I mean.
All I've heard him say is he was arrested for the R word, stupidest bullshit in the world, can't say it. But
I say it. You can say
you could say aggravated or forced assault, but I think you can say it. How does Greg Hughes get away with it?
Everything I've seen or heard was he was only charged with rape, not rape of a minor. It's this second thing that he was going to court for that involved a minor.
Really?
He was under the Sex Offenders Act because he raped someone. You don't have to be a kid to get on the sex offenders.
Right.
So
you have to be convicted of a sexual offense.
exactly. And
then you have an evaluation to determine your levels of
right, and
offender.
if he just raped an adult, they wouldn't see that as a problem for him being around kids.
And Kate said that his story was that she was 19, but she was really 16. So
Yeah,
it could have
easy
been a
goes he's
minor. We
riding on.
just don't know.
Well, 16 will get you 20. That's the old saying. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even
I'm
think
sorry.
about
That is the old saying, and that I mean that no longer becomes statutory because it depends on what the age of consent would have been in the state, and in the end, like he was an adult taking advantage of a child. I get that he bumped her age up, and he said she was 17, he was 19. That's still not acceptable.
Yeah, I see grand larceny, and rape first degree. That's all I can read on that, though. When
Rape first degree.
Yeah, that's what it says on his little record
If it
thing.
does,
Okay,
if
so
it
you
doesn't
should
say
be
rape
able
of
to
a
go
minor,
to right.
yeah, but I'm sure he didn't just suddenly develop an appetite for young girls. He's been doing this.
I can't see.
Well,
There's no
he
telling
spent
how
20
many
years
other
in
victims.
he spent 20 years in prison for it. 17 years in prison for it.
So yeah, because okay, so that was this one, that the rape first degree in 2003, and then this one shows his one from while he was in jail, soliciting sexual conduct, communication with a minor by use of technology. Number 2, pornography, procure, produce, distribute, possess juvenile pornography. That's the one he got in 2017 when he was in jail. And then I'm wondering, why did it take 7 damn years? If he got that if he got out in 2020, but he got that charge in 2017, it's 2014. That's 7 years. I mean, 2024. That's 7 years. Why is court taking that long? I don't understand. Does court
No,
usually take
he's
that
not in
long?
prison. He's dead.
Wow.
No,
Yes.
that timeline is ridiculous. I don't understand.
I don't understand why he would get charged with it in 2017, spend 3 more years in jail, get out in 2020, and didn't have court for another 4 years. That's 7 fucking years that they could have done got this motherfucker again.
That's 7 more years that he had to reoffend.
Absolutely. This wouldn't have happened if they would have done. That judicial system ain't worth shit, apparently, if it takes 7 years. Pfft, get the fuck out of here. They should have did that shit while he was still in jail, in prison. I don't understand.
Yeah, Texas Angel, the one that he was going to court for, he was already in prison, had a
Rape
an
first
illicit
degree.
phone, and was texting this underage girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's stupid.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a little bit, I think that this is a learning experience for a lot of parents watching this. Like, you don't think of it, you don't really hear of it often, but it can happen. And we just got to be more alert. And also, I think the judicial system there needs to get their shit together, because not only did it take 7 years to even bring this motherfucker to court for something he did again in prison, but they had somebody call and express concern about this man being around this many children, and the police just say, "Oh, well, we've never heard of him." Well, fucking look it up.
Well, I want to
Check it
know why
out.
there wasn't an annual audit. I mean, somewhere, someplace, there was a breakdown in communication. I mean, like,
Absolutely.
because at some point, I happened to know that they like do an annual audit. Like every year you have to come in and you have to check in. It's one of those things that like they don't just, unless they didn't know he was living there, but obviously they knew he was living there because they said there's a registered RO that lives there. Or registered SO, I guess it wouldn't be an RO. There's an SRO that lives there.
Isn't that what's his name's brother is?
An RSO, yeah. Sorry,
RSO.
my brain's not fully working today, and I don't know why.
Mine either. Voices, something in the air.
Like, it's this Mercury's and Gatorade bullshit, and like it's taking a toll. I fell down going up the stairs today.
Oh my god!
And it's probably because I got a long dress on, and I legit stepped on my dress, and had. I mean, like, I'd like to totally blame it on like Mercury and Gatorade, and no, but it's totally just me being a fool.
Are you okay though?
Oh, my knee really is bothering me, but it's okay. I mean, I'll just put some ice on it and put some.
Didn't you just fall and hit your knee the other day too?
Yeah, I whacked this one. This is the right knee. This is the one that I've had multiple surgeries on that I whacked today.
Oof.
The left knee, it was the other knee on the out on the farm, so it's fine. I don't have to go out there again. So it's only hard getting up and down the stairs. So the trick is that if I want a cigarette, I really got to want a cigarette to go back up the stairs.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so this is 40?
I'm sorry, what?
This is 40? This road right here that they're showing, is that 40?
Because it kind of goes up and then curves around. Because they're like at the intersections of 40 and 20, I think is what it was. I could be incorrect on what they were. No, it wouldn't be 20 because zeros run east and west.
Oh, yeah, look, there they were. Yep. Okay. Jesus. I just sped it up just to see what we can see. I'm going to speed it up some more.
Go away, JB.
I know. You're taking up screen time, man.
We need the full picture and your face is in it. Look at all those retaining ponds. Oh God, look at how far away that is. Okay, so from there all the way back over to the house. That's quite a ways away. That's probably what?
Quarter mile from the presidential from the house.
Quarter mile? Okay.
Yeah.
That seems like it could, yeah. But they were across the street. I'm so confused.
No. Across the river. And then we learned during that interview with Banfield that one of the last texts were that they were going swimming.
Okay, right. So, okay. This is where the swimming is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these poor babies.
But then the family was found a distance away from Holly and her kids and Jesse.
Violet. I was thinking the same thing.
What?
What if there are other bodies in different places?
Well, this is that same county in Oklahoma that the Okmulgee 4 happened in, or the Okmulgee where they all went to the junkyard where they
in the river.
Lick.
Yeah, the ones found in the river.
Yeah.
So there he just crossed the river and he's going to the group on the other side of the river.
All right, let me back that up because I wasn't looking.
So they're going to follow that little ATV in, or UTV,
I want that
depending on
little
ATV. We have one of those.
Now he crossed it.
Yep. And so now they're coming down to the other side of what's going on that little creek.
Okay, let me go back to Google because he came off and went to the left.
Yes. No, he came off and went to the right.
I mean,
okay, let's start. Yeah, let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the beginning.
Yeah. So there's that spot before the creek. And that's where the first blue tarp is. And then he goes back over So he goes like to the left. So that would be to the west. Here he comes. He comes over here to the west, where it crosses the creek.
Yeah, he's coming down. I was looking at it
Yep.
from a different perspective.
And then he veers off, and actually, if you got to reverse it, so he would be to the right.
Right.
It looks like he's going to our left, so that would be his right, where they cross the creek. Because see, that creek just S's back and forth on itself. It's just a whole bunch of hairpin turns in that little valley right there.
Yeah,
It's all
he's right
turned in.
here. He's right here.
Okay, so over here on the left, down by JB's nose, is the original scene.
Yes.
And they're coming over here to cross the creek. They cross it again, and then they go over that little bridge, and then they turn to the right some more. And then because you can kind of see the tracks in the field. See, here he comes down some more.
Oh, wow.
So there's two sides.
It puts them about where I posted it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You were really spot on. Gee, you'd think you had training or something.
And that's some shit.
Oh, man.
Go this guy. Play that guy.
30 years.
Play that guy?
No, play him. He gives some good information.
Okay, let's listen.
That's the guy out of
came down at approximately 4:15 local time that 7 bodies were found on property here in Henrietta. Both reports say that the bodies of missing teens had been located along with James McFadden.
Okay.
So he's out of the KTUL, so he's out of Tulsa. And that reporter gave some more inside information that JB didn't know anything about.
Ooh.
Like, this is who JB cuts to. So it was brand new information in the moment.
But the sheriff's office said that they executed.
Come on, JB.
Discovered the bodies. So that brings us to where we are with what is.
Oh yes, Testicle. I am very
I
well.
believe we have a reporter now that is standing by. Let's see if we can bring in his feed. He is, I think, preparing for a live report. So we'll try to come back to that. If we can.
Damn it.
That's from KFOR, our sister station in Oklahoma. So again, apologies everybody for the technical difficulties at the beginning of this live stream.
Yeah, there's 40. See, that was 40 right there that we. Damn it.
And so this is the original. That's 40. And then that was the original site that we saw
here.
first.
Yeah.
Right there's the original.
Oh, yeah, that was right there at 40 then. And then the other one is down and around.
Yep. So it's going to be south of 40.
Yeah.
40 runs east and west. It ends in a 0. 80 runs east and west. That's how I know that. Anything ends in a 0 runs east and west.
Wow.
Yeah. Even numbers run east west. Odd numbers run north south.
Yes, sir.
I don't.
Wow,
That's weird placing. That's weird placement. I don't.
But look, just say they were down here playing or swimming or whatever. Pop, shoots 3 of them in the head. The other ones take off.
Oh, because they were on the other side. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because what was the last text that we heard anybody talk about? They were going down to the river to go swimming. However, that also makes me wonder if the girls were the ones down at the river swimming and the family was then harmed at the home and then brought to the other side of the river where he ended his life.
Could have.
Could be. Yeah, because I mean, something's making them feel like it was staged.
Right.
And it doesn't mean the whole thing is staged, but maybe some of it.
So that's what I was wondering if then that way, if they find him and them, they're also going to find the girls. You know what I mean? Or if they find the girls, then they're going to also find him and them. Just something like that, because my thought was you would take those 3 out where they felt where those young girls were most comfortable. So they were all down frolicking in the water, bam, 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 take them out. So then you go back up to the house. You've divided them so you don't have to worry about anybody going and telling what you're doing while it's happening. And then you haul everybody down there where you go ahead and you end yours because you're a piece of shit. But that's what comes to my little criminal mind. So there we go. I'll shut up now.
No, you're fine.
Hey, Greg.
So I have a question or something to think about. I know you guys were just talking about it while I was backstage, and I might have missed it, but were the blue I don't know if it's a tarpon, I'm sorry to say this, but or body bags. But it
Yeah,
seems
bags.
like there's 3 bodies right in one spot.
Yes,
Yeah.
And
ma'am.
then we
That would
don't
be the
see
3
the other
girls.
ones. I would think that is the family because I believe the family part is what looks staged.
But that's not the right number because 3 was the girls and the family would be 4.
Yeah, so it would be
Is
the
it 3
oldest
or
sister.
4 in the blue?
In
If
the
it's
blue,
the
it
3
appears to be
girls,
3. It's the 3 girls.
and then you've got the older
So they've
sister.
already processed the scene to where they were
Looks
150
like 3.
yards apart and put them
Oh.
together, is what we're saying with this helicopter footage?
This was breaking. You'll hear in the when they cut
She's
to the
asked-
reporter out of Tulsa. That's when they explain what the breaking is, and they even identify who was there. Am I
Are you lagging or
lagging?
is that?
No. You're not lagging to me. Oh, now I don't hear you voices.
That's because I
Where you
muted,
at?
thinking I
Oh.
was maybe
No, you
lagging.
wouldn't. I didn't
Jet
think you would.
or me?
So I know it was
That had to be
breaking
me.
news. So what I'm
She's saying since the girls were found so he said what,
far
150
apart, 150 yards apart.
This is where they put them together and put them in the body bags together.
So they've already done their whole investigation, their forensic crime scene when this is breaking news.
No,
That's why I'm
no,
confused.
honey. I think this is just they found the bodies and they put them in a body bag.
But they weren't all
This is
together,
yesterday.
voices, so they would have had to move them.
She's saying basically where they found the bodies, they didn't necessarily bag them and leave them there. They put them together.
No.
They would have had to move them together.
Yeah, they moved them to a staging area.
Yeah.
Okay, so this helicopter isn't breaking news, like on the scene where bodies were found. It's
Yes,
a day
this
later.
is yesterday. This is
No, it's the
whatever
same day.
they
It's a few minutes, a
Oh.
little bit later. Yeah.
This was just minutes. Like this was just minutes when this became breaking news. It sat there in a queue while they were trying to get the feed and connect with the live feed. He knew nothing. As a matter of fact, when he switches to the KTUL, that's when he learns all of the information. Here, this one.
Oh,
Play it.
here's this guy.
All right, I think he is still practicing for his live report.
Oh, what the fuck?
We're gonna try.
Oh no, it's because I rewound it. Voices, remember to watch the little go-kart.
Okay. Well, just go ahead and
I'm going. I'm gonna find him.
see if you can find him on the screen. This is another reporter that was
Oh,
just there.
there he
There
is.
he is.
Let's see.
So thank you to Tristan. And this is why, of course, when we go live,
Tristan.
And this is why, of course, when we go live on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, a lot going on. Here, let's pay attention here.
Of what we've been learning from the Okmulgee County Sheriff, they say 7 bodies were found here today on this property.
Hold on. I'm
fuck is
gonna
he
slow
saying?
it down. I'm slowing it down. Hold on.
Just a few miles east of Central Henrietta on Holly Road.
You
They
turn it
say
up.
that they came here to execute a search warrant.
That's
around
as loud
1
as it
p.m.,
goes.
And that's when they found
Okay.
these bodies. Now, 2 of those 7 bodies are believed to be 14-year-old Ivy Webster and 16-year-old Brittany Brewer, who have been missing since about 1:30 this morning. But the medical examiner says that they are actively working to confirm the identity of all the bodies found here today. The 2 missing girls were believed to be with James McFadden when they disappeared. McFadden being a registered sex offender who has been convicted of a rape conviction in the past. We're told by authorities that this scene, this property right here, is that of McFadden's. Now, there are a lot of law enforcement here in the scene. They're going to be actively investigating, I'm sure, for many more hours. We're told that OSBI has now taken the lead on this investigation, but any updates that occur from now to the rest of the night, we'll give it to you live here in Henrietta. Kitra K, Oklahoma's News 4.
OSBI is Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigations. So
No shit.
So I think what Grain was saying is, how were they able to move the bodies into a staging area if this is breaking news on the video on what we're watching?
Because they can take
That didn't
photographs
give them
and-
enough time to do their investigation, is what I think she's getting at.
It
Well,
is
they
like
I'm
you would
pretty
have
sure
to.
quick enough.
The officers get there, they do their search, they do that, they find the bodies, then they start getting everything up. Then they put it out. We have found the bodies. This was probably 2-3 hours after they actually found the
Okay,
bodies.
that's what I meant. Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. That's
So
what
they've
it
already
is.
done their investigation, and now they're moving bodies out of there. Is what they're doing. They're
Right.
collecting,
They have.
and coroner's
They've already marked.
coming to take them away.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's a lot of land.
It is a lot of land. I could damn hunt the hell out of that.
I know. And it's so, them poor babies was just trying to swim in a creek.
I mean, I guess I'm used to the media being on it sooner, where you actually see the tent set up and they're doing that photograph, but it's blacking. That's why I was confused.
I know it seems like they
Well,
kept it quiet, don't it?
Out here in these parts, that's really quick. This is breaking out here in these parts. You actually saw, I mean, it takes a minute for word to travel here and get it connected with a national news feed. Like we should be really grateful that we've got this. Think about the Okmulgee. We didn't see anything like this in the Okmulgee. The 4 that we're going to go rob the junkyard. We didn't see anything like this, did we?
No, we didn't. I didn't.
All of us that were there when we talked about it.
Katie B said you don't move bodies before the coroner sees the bodies. Right. So it had to be,
That's what I mean. So
yeah, it had to be when, listen, they didn't find out the minute that the police found out. Let's just leave it at that.
No. When the police found the first body, first person they called were investigators and coroner. Coroner got there before the investigators.
Yeah, so the media wasn't onto this until after that.
They said that they came there that morning to serve a search warrant on the property. That's what the KTUL reporter was saying. They came there to search the property and serve 2 search warrants on the property. And when they came there to serve the search warrants, that's when they found the disturbed earth. You got to think back to what the chief said in the presser.
Oh, he did say that they found the disturbed earth, because that's what I was just wondering is like, what happened in the house? Did something happen in the house to where, like, when did they bust in?
So then you go back to them saying that they thought part of it was staged. That says that maybe they found something that indicated inside the house that something had transpired, because what the other concern was the newly moved earth. So then they go on to explore the property. We have to think about what the second presser then said. It's kind of like putting together a bit of a puzzle when you want to stay. I mean, because you learn a bit of the timeline over here, a bit of the timeline over here, a bit of it there, and then we get to see exactly what was unfolding while they were flying over the area.
That's just fucking wild, man. I couldn't imagine.
And there's still a lot of evidence they had that they haven't told us. There's something else going on.
I would. Damn. What was his name? Nathan Brewer.
Huh?
I found him. I'll share this real quick and then I'll call it a day. Because I gotta go put my chickens up. This is Brittany Brewer.
Sure they put their shelf up.
They do. I just go lock them down. This is Brittany Brewer's dad. He's the one that was doing those interviews. What is this? This says the Knight's Law. Let's go to that. Let's see what that is. This says the Knight's Law to oppose Oklahoma sex offender sentencing and probation requirements. All right. It's a petition you can sign. Do y'all want me to read it? Or do you want me to just drop the link?
It don't matter. Go ahead.
I don't know if it's going to show the whole link.
Honey, it's your channel. It's whatever you feel is good.
Let me see it. It wouldn't share it because
And I can't help but wonder, this is a little, it's on this topic, but off the topic right now. As far as him not being charged with the second round of crimes while he was in prison, I kind of think the judicial system probably thought, well, he's not doing anything right now because he's in prison, right?
well,
So he can't
that's
like physically harm somebody. And they waited a little too long before they took this to court because the courts are delayed because of code. Oh, C word. Even still. I think this is what happened. And I know some prosecutors will not prosecute as long as statute of limitations is not running out until they get out of prison so they can put them right back in. Because if he is convicted of a crime while he's in prison, so say he got 5 years for whatever the cell phone stuff was, and he had 5 years left to go on his original prison term, they don't always run back to back. It's
consecutive.
we're
Yeah.
already in jail.
What are you doing, dog?
Yeah. So he wouldn't have got any time for that.
So you think they were holding it and waiting?
Probably.
That's
This
dangerous.
is what happens when you do that.
Yeah, I
But
hope they
it's
learned their
not all
lesson if they were.
It may not be all their fault either because the C thing came out and every courthouse is still behind with backlog for that. So
Let me share this. This is the dad's link for anybody who may want to sign the petition or look at his Facebook because he has Saturday, May 6th, there will be a benefit car wash at the First Family Credit Union from 8 to 3. So they're doing like some benefit stuff. Please come out and help us for all the kids this Saturday in Henrietta. So yeah, that's a car wash. How do I get out of that? Oh, I don't play on Facebook much. Can y'all tell? They're doing a flower garden. They did that yesterday at 4 p.m. That's just so sad. All right, guys. Well, I think that's it because there's not really much else we can go over. We went over every little intricate detail that we could.
and it's infuriating, all of the little facts and red flags that were here and just
a lot of red flags. A lot.
And I want to say something, but I don't want to sound judgy. I don't want to offend anybody. But look at all the red flags. Look at all the red flags in this case. Okay? And I know what Kate was saying. It's impossible to check all your friends' addresses. No, it's really not. It's a quick Google search. Maybe they don't want to tell you, but like, and someone said they knew this guy for 2 years. The girl was going over there. They knew this guy for 2 years.
Brittany, yep.
Just please check your registry. I'm not victim shaming. I'm not victim blaming. People don't know what's out there. They don't think about to do it. But I think us in true crime now, we know to do it. I hope.
Oh, yeah. This is a learning, which my kid doesn't really go off with random people.
No, and I don't have kids, but I told you in chat, I looked the other day for my own curiosity because it's not just about kids.
Yeah.
Those registries are for other people too. Like walking your dog at night, walking yourself through your neighborhood, you need to know. You need to know. Because they don't announce it like this family is wanting. They don't notify everybody in the town, hey, it's word of mouth or you check the registry.
It's definitely a eye opener for people who don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, oof.
And I know people wouldn't. I don't know. This day and age, I don't know how you don't think. I'm sorry. But we're in true crime, so I might be polluted by that.
I mean, and that happens too.
Polluted's not the right word, but what's the word I want to say?
I know what you mean. That does happen. Desensitized, I guess. I don't know. Not desensitized.
Not desensitized.
Shit.
More alert, more aware, more non-trusting, more, you know.
Exactly, Willow.
I hate
what Willow say.
The reason they're so silent is because they're still searching.
Right. They're still
I guess
doing
he's
their
talking about the same
investigation.
thing.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all
Kelsey.
going over this and brainstorming with me because voices came in hot. She knew a lot. Yeah, baby.
She told you yesterday she knew.
I know.
She's been following it.
I was following it. Like, I had just gotten off a panel. I think I'd just gotten off Queens. And I was just sitting down to start working. And all of a sudden, and this like popped up in my news. It popped up in my notifications. And I'm like, what the hell? And then they said it was Okmulgee. And I was like, oh, wait. This is the same place. So instantly I was like, oh, do we got a serial killer? And then that KTUL reporter, then it was like, that was it. I was hooked at that moment.
And you know, when I first heard about it, when I first heard 7 bodies found, I was thinking the first thing that went through my mind is somebody's been serial killing and stashing these bodies at this house. It was nothing like this that I thought about. Nothing.
Seven
That just
people,
goes
but
to
only
show.
one gun. That's who
Mm-mm-mm.
Pew pew. Sorry.
Anyway.
Oh, you're good. All right, guys. Well, Kay is live, and I think Queen's going live in about 30 minutes. Y'all keep an eye out.
Did I miss anything this afternoon?
I don't know. I probably missed some stuff too. I was in and out, in and out. I was
Me too.
running
Did you
myself
Trying to
ragged.
get in my perennial beds.
Did you safely make it to the island?
I did. I did.
I'm worried. I'm worried for your safety. So
I'm okay. I'm over here in my little hippie hut by myself, eating coconuts and you know, spearing fish and shit.
All right. Well,
spearing fish.
if you get in danger, smoke signals. Okay.
Okay.
I'll be
I got
watching
you.
for you. Okay.
We know where them will come from.
All right.
Oh yeah. Thank you, voices.
Oh, a bunch of damn pop dead.
All right. So, I do twos in. I fall asleep to Queen's lives too. I like cutting it on and then just rolling over. Here's Kate's link. Hey.
This looks just like it did first time I got on panel.
I know me, you, and Grain.
Grain. And she called me an asshole.
Look at
I
that.
did not.
You call me an asshole.
Oh.
And throwing bullets at the fish.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm not spearing fish. I'm throwing bullets at them.
That's what Grain said.
All right, here's Kate's link. I'm dropping it in chat if y'all want to go over there. I believe that is what she is talking about. Yes, she's got Jesse McFadden's cellmate over there. So I suggest y'all go check it out if you're into this story because that's where I'm going now.
There it is.
Huh?
Okay. I said,
yeah,
okay,
that's
I see
Kate
the
Does
link.
Crime. All right.
Bye, y'all.
All right. Bye.
Night.
Good night. Also, let me drop burden of proof because she has been covering this as well. I dropped Brooks, Kate, and Burden. They have all three been covering this. So they're good for information. Let's see. I appreciate y'all for being here. Loving me and supporting me. Y'all I'm over here hippies. I wear my hippies. All right, let's cut this ending stream on. It's B Tim singing again. I love you. I appreciate you. And I send you all the good energy and good vibes. And I hope y'all get a good night's rest tonight and have a great day tomorrow. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Bye.
in my safe space. People don't judge me and haters don't hate in my safe space. If you do not like me, you are not allowed in my safe space. Look and you'll see there's very select crowd in your safe space. For people that support me, rainbows all around me, there is no shade